So we are live everywhere. I just want to send out a quick announcement. All right, so here we are, live as usual. Hello, everybody. Let me make sure that we're connected. Okay, we are connected on TikTok. Great. And we are connected. Yeah, we did just start like 2 seconds ago. So just give us just a minute so then we can finish getting set up. Gotta open up some notes. Not notes, but just a place where I can take notes. All right. Let us talk to, well, if it isn't our first guest.
Hello?
Hello. You're good. Is this the RC?
I don't know who the RC is.
Then it's not.
No, I'm just a YN.
That's fine.
I don't know why it says RC. I'm a YN.
All right, so RC, do you think the Earth is flat?
I think only males can be men. I don't know about this flat Earth stuff, but if you believe it's not, it makes me question if it's not. Honestly.
Really? That's an interesting, interesting take, I guess. All right, RC, have a good one. Yeah, that's the RC, if you will. Finkel, how's it going?
Hey, man.
What shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's flat.
Okay, and why so?
It's just flat, man.
It's just flat, man.
Yeah, it's just flat.
Just vibes?
Yeah, it's just flat, man.
All right, well, if you don't want to talk about why, I'm gonna let you go.
But you can't disprove me.
Yeah, pretty sure that had to be a fetus, right? Anyway, so here we are. We'll give it a few minutes. Oh, I need to open up my private window that has so that other people can, so that other people can join from YouTube. Sometimes it works. It hasn't worked lately, which is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Allow you to use my microphone. You may use my virtual camera. Allow. Okay. Right. Okay, so the live stream link is up on YouTube as well, and we have another guest on TikTok. All right, let's bring him up. Nike, how's it going?
Good, man. Yourself?
I'm doing all right. What shape do you think the Earth is?
Definitely flat.
Want to tell me why?
Because I don't see any evidence to why it would be round or like in a spherical like shape. Because like, why would NASA spend hundreds of billions of dollars on, you know, all these composite shots if it was really round?
So, have you looked into what the answer might be? I know the answer. Do you know what the answer is?
No, tell me.
Yeah. So if you're using like a weather satellite, for example, and your goal is to study weather patterns in extreme detail, then you're going to have a narrow what is it, not a wide lens, a narrow lens, so that you can get high detail over a small region. The trouble is, if you're using like a narrow lens to get high detail, it's not going to be able to capture the whole Earth. So what you have to do is you take a whole bunch of pictures and then you stitch them together. Now, that's how it's done today for satellites that we actually use, because it turns out wide field shots are not so useful for actually collecting information. However, back in the day, in the 70s, during the Apollo missions, humans just took photographs of the Earth, wide field photographs of the Earth, and we have those photographs. They're not stitched. They're just full photographs.
Do you believe in the Apollo missions?
Yes, as should you.
So you believe we went to the moon?
Yes, as should you.
Even though one of the astronauts that went to the moon said he didn't go, and it never
Well, he
happened.
didn't say that. I mean, like, this is
He
a
did
separate
say
thing.
that.
This is a separate thing. We can have that conversation. But regardless of where the photograph
but
came
if
from,
you believe in
regardless of
around
where the
Earth,
photograph
you
came
believe
from,
in that.
regardless of where the photograph came from, we have a photograph of the full Earth before we were able to stitch together photographs, before Photoshop existed, before AI existed. We have a full frame photograph of the round
From
Earth.
where?
So
From where?
from where? From about 16,000 miles up.
So why do they need a shot from 6? So if we've got to the moon once, why have we got?
We went
not
to the
got
moon
again?
6 times.
6 times.
Mhm.
When were they?
1969 to 1972.
And what, we've just not gone back.
Yeah, because we already went 6 times.
And the guy that went there claims it never happened. And you
No,
still,
no. Are you talking about the interview with the little girl?
What little girl?
So where did he claim that? So there's a famous interview that flat earthers like to point to, where he's talking to like an 8-year-old. So what moon landing
I'm
astronaut
talking about
said that we never went?
where they've asked, the main one that went to the moon, he was asked if he ever went there, and he said no, it never happened.
Who? Which one was this? What interview was this?
Do you want me to look it up?
Yes,
Okay.
actually, you should do that. Yeah, by the way, guys, new camera. So I hope that the color's okay. I hope that the lines are nice and crisp. Yeah, hopefully everything's doing all right. I have some new commands on YouTube, by the way. On the YouTube vertical stream, I haven't figured out how to get them to send both on vertical and horizontal, but I'm sure I'll be able to figure it out later. So
you believe
back.
Buzz the moon?
Okay, so we're talking about Buzz Aldrin. Okay, and who's the interview with?
That's not the question. I said, do you believe that Buzz Aldrin went?
Yeah,
to the moon?
of course he went to the moon.
So why would he say that he didn't?
I have seen no interview where he says I never went to the moon.
You've seen no interview.
So yeah, look, if he said that, I'd love to hear it. So where's the interview? Where can I find it? I'll pull it up.
Can I please link it in the chat?
I don't think that you can send links in YouTube chat. Can you just tell me the name of the interview?
I'll send it to you through message, and you'll.
I won't be able to. Oh, I might be able to. Well, I'd be able to pull it up on my phone. I wouldn't be able to pull it up on my computer to play it. Do you know who the interview was with? Do you know who the interview was with?
Did Buzz Aldrin say it never happened?
Yeah. So who was the interview with? I can pull it up. Do you not know who the interview was with?
It doesn't matter if I don't know who the interview was with.
Wait. So have you even seen the video?
Why is NASA saying that they're sending?
Wait, have you even seen the video? If you don't know who it's with, how can you say that?
Why
like
is
it happened?
Announcing that they're sending the.
Wait, is this some second person talking to me? If it's some second person, we can talk about it. But before we do that, I just want to finish this. Please don't interrupt me. I want to finish this conversation about this interview, where Buzz Aldrin allegedly said, "I've never been to the moon." When did he say this? When did he say this? On what show did he say this? Who did he say this to? Can you give me anything? Was it on Conan? If it was on Conan, I'm familiar with that interview. Yeah, if it's the elementary school one, I'm familiar with that interview too. I think that those are like the 2 interviews, but I don't think he knows which one he's talking about. Yeah, so the one where he was talking to a little girl, he was asked, why haven't we ever been back to the moon? And he answers, we haven't.
Exactly. So do you...
Yeah, we haven't been back to the moon. Yeah, that's how he answered the little girl. The little girl asked, why haven't we been back to the moon? And he says, we haven't. And then he goes on to explain why.
No, he said we haven't been to the moon.
No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. Do you want me to pull up the interview? Because I can pull it up if you want.
Yes,
are you talking about the? You're talking. So you are talking about the one with the little girl. You are talking about the. You are talking about the one with the little girl.
Yes, yes, yes.
What? Then why did you say no? Why? Hold on. Why did you? Why did you say no? Why did you say no? Why did you say no when I asked you in the first place?
Because I never.
Because you
said no, I
didn't
said I
know.
like that.
Because you didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't know, and then I found out and showed you.
You didn't find out. I told you about it. Hold on, let me pull it up.
So you can watch that, and you still believe they went to the moon.
Let's watch it. Let's watch the
You
whole
believe They
thing.
went to the moon.
You're talking
and,
about this
like,
one, right?
we're in 2025.
Here we go.
And we've just not gone back.
So Nike, I'm gonna mute you for a sec.
are we?
I'm gonna mute you for a sec, so then we can watch it. Okay? Ready?
With gravity, it's balanced and it's floating.
Hope everybody can
And
hear it.
I'm a diver, a scuba diver, and when you get down underneath the water, you're floating. And that's just like in space until you start to move.
This is the relevant portion. It's
You
just
make waves.
the beginning.
It's not quite the same as total floating. More fun up there. But that doesn't mean I like to see the fish.
Long time.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
So you heard the question, right? Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time? Let's hear what he says.
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question.
He wants to know.
I know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why something stopped in the past that we wanted to keep it going.
Then she asks some different questions afterwards. So the question is, why haven't we gone to the moon in such a long time? And he says, well, look, that's how it happened. We haven't. We just haven't gone. If we want to go again in the future, then we have to figure out why we didn't go again in the past. So, like, I think it's pretty obvious.
If we want to go in the first place.
Oh, he didn't say that though. But he didn't say that.
In the first place.
But he didn't say that. Right? He never said anything about in the first place.
He said it never happened.
He said it never happened that we went back. Right? Look, so is
never happened in the first place.
he didn't say in the first place. So the context of the question was, why hasn't anyone gone to the moon in such a long time?
Play the clip again.
Sure, yeah, we can play. Well, it'll probably be a waste of time. So Nike, what was the question?
It takes a few times.
What was the so Nike? What was the question?
Sometimes it takes a few times to get through to them.
Nike, what was the question?
I didn't have a question.
No, what was her question?
Who?
The little girl.
No.
Says, why is
No, he's talking about fucking on Buzz Aldrin.
What? No. My question is, what did the little girl ask him?
What she said? Why haven't we been back? And he said we never went there in the first place.
He doesn't say we never went there in the first place. He said.
What did he say?
He said that's a good question. I want to know that too. And then he said we haven't.
Been there.
We haven't.
Exactly. So they've never been there.
No, he doesn't say we've never been there. He says,
So he
like,
said
the
we
question.
haven't-
Look, he says we haven't. We haven't
been there. Like, I don't know.
If the answer, if the answer is we haven't,
we haven't been there. They haven't been there.
if
Simple.
look, if the answer is we haven't to the question of why haven't we been back in 50 years, does that mean we've never been there? Even I guess this was 50 years afterwards, even 50 years prior, or does it mean we haven't been back there since?
No, he said we've never been there.
So is the entirety of your worldview predicated on misinterpreting an 80-year-old man's interview with an 8-year-old?
No, because it wasn't an 8-year-old saying it.
This was an interview with an 8-year-old, right?
So do you base
Like is this the entirety of your worldview? Like it's like if
your worldview, like
so if you heard Buzz Aldrin say that we went to the moon, if you heard Buzz Aldrin say we went to the moon, would you then change your worldview?
Say whatever you think is right.
Wait a minute, hold on. If you heard Buzz Aldrin say we went to the moon, if you heard Buzz Aldrin say we went to the moon, would that change your worldview?
If what?
If you heard Buzz Aldrin say we went to the moon, would that change your worldview?
Yes, definitely.
So if I found a video of him saying, of course we went to the moon, you would believe that we went to the moon?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Orbit.
Okay. Yeah, one sec.
It's not AI. They've asked him to swear on the Bible 3 times, and he won't.
Sorry, one more time?
They've asked him to swear on the Bible 3 times, and he hasn't.
So he's talked about his trip to the moon, right? He's talked about it, like live on the air. I don't want to watch through a 6-minute video, but I can go find in the transcript. I found a video of him talking about how he was the first person to pee on the moon. Does that not count?
So the moon landing, right? So if you believe in that, right? So the moon landed. Who the fuck was standing there videoing it?
Here, hold on one sec. I found it.
The moon, but you've actually talked about
So here is an interview on Conan.
this. You were the first man to relieve himself on the moon. Is that true?
That is correct.
That is correct.
Well, no.
This is. You want to get to the.
So there's him saying he was the first person to relieve himself on the moon.
Well, no.
Do you think that he was saying, "Oh no, I actually didn't do that"?
Yeah,
You
right.
do not want to unzip.
Right,
No,
right. That would be stupid.
But we got a little device that.
I don't want to know about the device.
Like, you can watch the whole interview, but like he definitely says, "Yeah, I was the first person to relieve myself on the moon."
Okay, so who was the first person on the moon?
To step on the moon was Neil Armstrong.
Videoed him landing on the moon. If they videoed
Is that? Have you Googled that
isn't
question?
that the first person on the moon?
Well, Buzz Aldrin wasn't the first person to step on the moon. To be clear,
Oh, who was?
he doesn't claim to be. It was Neil Armstrong, right?
And does he claim he went to the moon?
Yeah, I think he actually punched somebody, or maybe that was Buzz Aldrin. Yeah, we can go find Neil Armstrong talking about his trip to the moon.
Really?
Yeah. Have you not looked into this? So Neil Armstrong hasn't done a lot of interviews to begin with, just because he doesn't like the limelight, but have you not looked into this?
I'm just fascinated.
60.
You're just fascinated by what now?
That you're this brainwashed.
It seems like the entirety of your worldview is predicated on misunderstanding an 80-year-old man's interview with an 8-year-old. Like, we don't need to rely on interviews to know that we went to the moon. We can do science to establish this. Are you familiar with the lunar rover, the Lunar Grand Prix of Apollo 17?
No.
Okay, you should look into it. So we have just video. Now, you might think that the video was filmed in a soundstage or something, right? But we can analyze the video to figure out where it was filmed.
Okay, well, put that aside. Why do NASA
Hold on, why are we putting aside the evidence? Why are we
does
putting
NASA
aside evidence?
have a budget for AI and
Why are we putting aside evidence of the moon landing?
Such a big budget for that?
I'm sorry.
Why
I'm
is
sorry.
there such a-
I'm not going to let you pivot. Why are we putting aside evidence for the moon landing?
there is no evidence.
Oh, okay. Well, let's watch, right? So here.
What?
Oops, this is the wrong. That's the wrong clip.
The shots.
I'm going to show you something, and then we're going to talk about it. Does that make sense? Okay, so here we have, this is from the, sorry, it was Apollo 16, not Apollo 17. It's from the Lunar Grand Prix is what it was called. We don't need sound. Let me just find the relevant bits. So here we have astronauts driving on the moon, right?
You think that's real?
Well, we can figure that out. We're going to analyze it, but we recognize that this footage exists, right? Now the question is, where did it come from? That's a fair question, right? Like, we need to figure out if this footage is real or not.
It's obviously real footage. It's
okay, yeah.
like...
Okay, so we agree the footage is real. Now we need to figure out where it was shot. So let's do that.
Look, this way you paused it. Does that look like a real person? Pause it.
It just looks like a person in an astronaut suit, my guy. Actually, this is a relevant shot. So pay attention to the dust.
Does that look like a real person driving that thing?
It just looks like a person in a suit, my guy. So pay attention to the dust, okay? So the dust there, that's the relevant bit. You can actually analyze the trajectory that dust takes through the through the background, and you can investigate under what conditions could that dust move like that. And that's been done. That analysis has been done. So I'm just pulling up the paper.
Right, so you're saying that there couldn't be dust on Earth?
No, it's not that there couldn't be dust. It's the trajectory of the dust that's special. So this paper studied the ballistic motion of dust particles in lunar roving vehicle dust trails. So these are frames from the, sorry, let me crop this a little bit so I can make it bigger. Maybe 350, and then top left is 350. Yeah, okay. So these are frames from that.
Who's driving that?
I don't remember which astronaut's name it is, but these are frames from that footage. We agree that footage exists, right? No, this is Apollo 16, not Apollo 11. So these are frames from that clip that we just saw. We can zoom in if you'd like. You can tell that they are frames from the same footage, right? And so all you have to do is just analyze the trajectory of that motion, analyze the trajectory of that dust. That's what they did here. They analyzed the trajectory of the dust. So blue is the data points from the dust. So this is the motion in the vertical direction here. This is the motion in the horizontal direction. Now, the important feature of these trajectories is that they exactly match what you would expect when you have 1/6 Earth's gravity. Notice that if you had Earth's gravity, they would fall much more quickly. Let me see if I can find it. No, they didn't analyze Earth's gravity. They analyzed it and found that it matches the moon's gravity, 1/6 the gravity. It matches that trajectory. Furthermore, there's no horizontal drag. This is the horizontal motion. There's no drag on the dust. And they modeled, if you included drag, it should have slowed down.
Anyone could achieve them statistics.
So which piece of data do you think is false here?
All of it.
Be specific. Help me out here.
I just said, why do they need to have, such a high budget in CGI?
Oh, so you're just dismissing this evidence?
Yes, of course, because this evidence is created
because it disagrees with your worldview.
CGI.
By the way, I just want to ask a real quick question. Didn't you say just a minute ago that if you heard Buzz Aldrin say that he went to the moon, then you would change your worldview?
Yeah.
And didn't we just hear Buzz Aldrin talking about being the first person to relieve himself on the moon?
Yeah, and then he said, "No, I didn't."
No, he didn't say no, I didn't. Don't lie to me.
And then you cut me off. I know your little game.
Don't lie to me. He didn't say no, I didn't.
Don't lie
do you want
to
watch the whole? Do you want to watch the whole clip? It's 6 minutes long.
Yeah, I'd love to. Please.
You want to watch the whole clip? Okay.
Wait, watch this clip, chat. Everyone,
okay. It might get my channel demonetized, by the way, by playing somebody else's YouTube channel. But we will do it because your standard of evidence is absurdly high for this.
Yeah.
Buzz Aldrin. Here we go. I just got to go find it again.
He literally says, I went there. Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, would a press conference be good? Because I just found well, it's like an hour long. We probably can't watch the whole press conference, right?
Oh, no, don't need the whole thing.
Oh, here's a video from Buzz Aldrin where he tells the story of the first moon landing. So let me go find the.
Oh, yeah.
Let me go find him talking about it.
Cool.
Hold on, I'm just panning through just to find, because it's a long video. Okay, here we go. This is what you want, right?
Fuel left.
This is right before touchdown. Oops.
No.
Stop.
There's really no place on Earth that we could simulate a gravity of 1/6 of what we have here. So there really wasn't a great
Talking about how
simulation. Because of that, we were scheduled at the bottom of the ladder to just hold on and sort of see what it was like under the
I'm going to speed this up, just because he talks slow.
Getting back up to that first step, it's not even collapsed too far.
Neil went down first, and he did things, and I could see him through the window. He had no trouble at all, just moving around.
It's one small step for man. One giant leap for mankind.
So I knew that there wasn't going to be any trouble for me to move around.
About a 3-footer. Beautiful view.
So we proceeded on.
Here, men from the planet Earth. First step foot upon the moon. July 1969. AD.
Walking was relatively easy. I demonstrated several means near the end of our stay on the surface in front of the TV camera. And that was planned up here, if we had the time. And it looked to people back on Earth as if I was just having fun. But I was really doing something for people to observe the ease of mobility. So we went through the countdown, and when the call came from Earth,
And you're cleared for takeoff.
I had planned ahead what I was going to say.
Roger, understand. We're number 1 on the runway.
Now,
Is that enough? Have we seen enough? Him talking about his experience getting onto the moon, what it was like to move around, hearing the call from Earth. And of course, he's off the app. He even said that they couldn't simulate it on the Earth, actually.
I'm here.
Yeah, so, is that enough? Did you change your view?
Was that, okay, no, not at all. Is that,
Oh,
was
but
that
didn't-
a NASA mission?
No, this is from the Science Museum. And this is an interview. So you said that if he
No, but
said that he was on the moon,
Why NASA?
this is just an interview with the Science Museum.
No, but was that astronaut for NASA?
What, Buzz Aldrin? Did Buzz Aldrin work for NASA?
Yes.
Of course he did. He was an astronaut on the moon landings. You said that if you heard Buzz Aldrin say that he was on the moon, then you would change your views.
I've got another argument then.
I'm sorry. I'm going to hold you to this. Did you say that or did you not?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so did you lie to me? Or
No, I didn't.
so why did you say that if you heard Buzz Aldrin say he was on the moon, then you would change your view? But then when you heard Buzz Aldrin say, and in fact talk in depth about his experience on the moon, you didn't change your view.
views about Buzz Aldrin, not just one simple view.
So
one
the view in question was whether or not we went to the moon, right? So will you change your view about whether or not we went to the moon because you heard Buzz Aldrin talk about how we went to the moon?
Have you not seen all the NASA videos of them pretending?
Why are you pivoting?
They've got wires and they've literally.
Why are you pivoting?
Because, like, if you believe this one agency, and you
do I have to pull up you saying
what you said? Why do you not discuss any fault within them?
Do I have to pull up what you said?
Is that how you work? We never went there in the first place.
He said, if the answer is, look, does that mean we've never been, or does it so interview? Like if you heard the moon was worldview, here we go. Like it's so like if
worldview,
so if you heard Buzz Aldrin say that we went to the moon, if you heard Buzz Aldrin say we went to the moon, would you then change your worldview?
Say whatever you think is right.
Wait a minute, hold on. If you heard Buzz Aldrin say we went to the moon, if you heard Buzz Aldrin say we went to the moon, would that change your worldview?
If what?
If you heard Buzz Aldrin say we went to the moon, would that change your worldview?
Yes, definitely.
So if I was that a yes, definitely? Did I just hear you say yes, definitely you would change your worldview? You can unmute yourself now, by the way. Oh, he ran! He ran! Oh, that's so embarrassing for him. All right, I gotta jot that down because that's a good call that's gonna have to go on the... I gotta jot that down because that's going in a clip. All right, let's bring up another guest. All you have to do is be honest, right? It doesn't take much. Oops. Emiya, how's it going?
Hello, doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. What shape do you think the Earth is?
That was hilarious before. By the way, so I do have my sister-in-law. She's kind of like a flat earther, and she does believe it existed just as she imagines it. So I've been trying to kind of basically explain gravity for her with, for example, like plastic bags, and putting my finger on it, just trying to explain how objects create kind of like a weight in space-time, just for her to get into gravity. But I cannot find a very basic way to make her understand how it works. She always has an excuse to turn around and show the tortilla that she thinks the Earth is. I don't know how to find basic examples to, not to convince her, I don't need to convince her, just to show her how it works.
So show her how gravity works?
Yes.
So there's a good video. Let me see if I can find it really quick. It's by Average Glober, also known by Globe Man, who has a great pinned video.
On each end of the bar,
let me just pull it up for you. And so I will. So the account name is Globe Man with 2 N's at the end. But let's just play the video really quick.
Okay, perfect. Could you as a plus just to send me the link after
it's a pinned video of his, and it says 2 demonstrations of gravitational attraction. So just go to the YouTube or go to the TikTok link, and it's pinned. But I'll just play it really quick for everybody to see. This is a really good demonstration.
its weight is 152.166.
Sorry, let me back up a little bit.
We weigh First, we weigh a small lead pyramid to measure the force of attraction between it and the Earth. Its weight is 152.166 grams.
So far, so good.
Now we move the heavy lead ball under the scale, adding its mass to the mass of the Earth. The weight is increased by 1,000th of a gram, which represents the attraction between the pyramid and the ball. When the mass under the pyramid got bigger, the force of attraction did too.
I mean, so at the beginning of the video, there's another demonstration using a Cavendish type experiment. But the point is that you can just find videos of showing gravitational attraction between things.
That's funny because I've tried kind of to fight even just ships going off.
Well, if you're interested in that kind of thing, then I would suggest not fighting about the whole why do ships disappear bottom up, because they'll just say, like, they don't understand how refraction works, they don't understand how perspective works, so it's not going to be helpful. One thing that you can do is you can ask why sunsets happen. Because like on a flat Earth, the sunset is supposed to just go backwards. The sun is just supposed to go backwards, and on a globe, obviously, it goes down. The other thing is that sunsets should always occur to the north or to the northwest, regardless of where. Sorry, if you are below the Tropic of Capricorn, if you're more south than the Tropic of Capricorn, on a flat Earth, the sun never goes further south than the Tropic of Capricorn. The sun goes above the little disk. And so if you are further south than the Tropic of Capricorn, a sunset should always set in the northwest. However, you can just look up various times during the year in like Australia, and you'll find that there are times during the year where the sun sets to the southwest. And that's a thing that doesn't make any sense on a flat Earth. Of course, it makes sense on a globe Earth. So these are things that you can bring up. However, you should really figure out what made her think that the Earth was flat in the first case. That's probably the most important thing, because if somebody doesn't reason themselves into a belief, it'll often be hard to reason them out of it.
Okay. That is a very good explanation. Thank you so much. You have been helpful. I'll just try to show her kind of just these videos that might, I don't know, open the third eye for her just to realize that the Earth is just round.
Yeah, I hope so. Good luck, man. But I'm going to let you go.
Yes.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, we do have some super chats to go over, so let's read those really quick. So we have Herman Preet with the $5, Blitz in the morning and Justin in the evening. What do we do to deserve this? Well, this was planned. See, I intentionally know that... Sorry. I know that Ian typically goes live at around noonish my time. I know that Justin typically goes live in the afternoon around my time. So I intentionally picked a time to go live in the morning so that we don't overlap each other. Non-overlapping magisteria, if you will. From Herman Preet again with the $2. This guy is drunk. Yeah, I think he was. And then from Mike Kasich with the $2, he said he would change his worldview, and he didn't. You're absolutely right, he did, and then he ran. From Double Down with the $10, I wonder if he holds the same standard of evidence to China existing. Because if he has never been there and only seen photos and secondhand accounts, he must admit that China doesn't exist. Yeah, they usually try to come up with some exception, some way out of that. But yeah, that usually gets them. We have $2 from Mike Kasich again. Lamau can't reason with a conspiracy theorist. That's true. We have $2 from Mike Kasich again. Conspiracy theorists are fundamentally dishonest, or they're confused. And then we have $100. Enormous W for Aaron. Let's get a W for Aaron in all of the various chats. Thank you so much, Aaron, for the $100. That's wildly generous. I appreciate you a lot. And sorry I can't attend your thing. I know I'm going to be out of town. But yeah, thank you a lot, Aaron. It's always welcome to see your name pop up here. We have $5 from Double Down. You should open a restaurant called Conspiracy Tearists from how good you are at cooking with their tears. That's funny. That's a funny joke. And maybe I should do it. C-Bar sent 1,000 diamonds. He sent a shiny air balloon on TikTok, which I think is like $25 or so. It's some number of dollars. I don't know exactly how much it is. No, I think it's $5. So thank you, C-Bar. And then from $2 from Icy Spin, do your own research, bruh. I don't know what GTSY means. Somebody in the comments will help me, though. But thank you, Icy Spin. I appreciate it. All right. Let us Oh, show her Professor Dave's video. That's also pretty good. All right, let's bring up Joel. Oh, is Joel not connecting? Looks like Joel's not connecting. Good to see you. Ah, that's GTSY. Okay, let's bring up Mark Fabricius. Fabricius? Mark, how's it going?
Hi. Yeah, sorry, you doing the God debate today or just the flat
No,
Earth
just the flat Earth one.
Oh, okay, then I'm gonna disconnect, sorry.
All right. I mean, like, I don't know why one would think I'm doing the God debate if it says another thing in the background, but I guess reading can be hard sometimes. All right, let's talk to Romeo. All right, Romeo's not connecting. All right, let's talk to, I don't know how to pronounce this name. It's in Cyrillic and I can't read Cyrillic. Hey, how's it going?
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. What should I call you? Because I can't read Cyrillic.
You can call me Khadiv, bro.
Khadiv? Okay, great. Khadiv, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's like a spinning top, you know?
Spinning, kind of like the background here?
Yeah, actually very similar to that.
Okay, and why do you think that?
Because when Ashtar Sharan came and enlightened me, bro, and took me to Agartha, we went under the ground to the promised land, you know? And I saw
No, I don't
the
know.
aliens that built the pyramids and all that technology. They showed me all of that, bro. I've been enlightened. You should come to Agartha as well.
All right. Khadiv, thanks for being here.
Thank you, bro.
All right, let's talk to Josh D.
Hey,
Josh,
man,
how's it going?
Oh, you know, man, I'm just chilling, relaxing out here in California.
Yeah, nice. What shape do you think the Earth is?
You know, man, it's not really like about the shape of the Earth, bro. It's more like about what gravity is and what our galaxy is, man. It's not that the debate is dead, but it's that you've got to take it, man. You got to take it, man, to that next level. You know what I'm saying, man?
No, I have absolutely no idea what you're saying. Do you think that the Earth is a globe?
Yeah, of course, man. No, I was just doing my my impression of a dope dealer.
Oh yeah, so don't do that. Please respect the live, and don't come on if you are not going to be honest about what you believe. I would really appreciate that. Yeah, so currently the guest box is empty. Now, this is a problem because I want to talk to flat earthers. It's fun for some reason. Oh, never mind. We have somebody in the guest box. I lied. I was confused. Michael, how's it going?
Good.
Glad to hear it. What shape do you think the Earth is?
I mean, it's flat, but not like piece of paper flat, but
Not like bumpy, but like not globe, is what you're saying?
correct. Like if you take a circle and cut, go down maybe 5 to 10% and cut that, that's what it would look like. The top.
I don't know what you mean. Go down by 5 to 10%.
So a circle, if you go down to 100%, that'd be the whole circle. So you
What do
only
you mean
want to
go down?
go down. So it has like a little hump in it, but
So
it's
it's
not
like an upside down bowl?
something like that. You could say, like, let's say put a plate upside down. That's what it is.
Okay, so a plate upside down. Okay, great. Why do you think that it's that shape?
I mean, because, you can tell. I'm religious too. The Bible speaks of the firmament. Rocket
Yeah, but
ships.
the firmament, so look, the firmament was the word that was used to refer to like the heavens, the sky, right?
Correct. Separates the waters from the waters.
Yeah.
And the waters of heaven above, and then our waters are separated from the waters of waters.
And so you know that the ancient Hebrews who were writing this, they thought that the sun leaves the earth every night.
It
and
doesn't.
that it's
It rotates
daytime.
around the earth.
Right, but that's not what the Hebrews thought.
Correct.
So why does it matter what the Hebrews thought? Why are you referring to the Bible if you don't believe what they believed?
Because I mean, if you look at a spaceship when it takes off and you pay attention to it, it hits the firmament at one point. It looks like a boat driving across water at a certain point.
Wait, how does it exit the firmament?
You can't leave the firmament. It hits the firmament. It bounces off of it. But when
So
it's
is
up against the firmament,
is the firmament solid or is it liquid or?
It's a self-rehealing membrane. You can't go through it.
Okay, so why do you think that they hit the firmament?
Well, I mean, multiple presidents talk about it. Multiple high-up people, elites.
Talk about what?
Hitting the firmament. You can actually look up a video of Hillary
let's do
Clinton
it.
talking about it.
Okay.
Look up Hillary Clinton.
Wait,
talks
hold on.
about
Are you talking
firmament.
about Hillary Clinton's glass ceiling?
Yeah, the one with 1,000 cracks in it. Yeah, she's talking
So
about the firmament.
do you know what the glass ceiling is referring to? Like it's
She's
a
talking about
common
the
metaphor.
firmament. There's 1,000 cracks in it.
Are
and we're trying to
you
get through it.
Michael? Are you trolling me?
No, I'm being dead ass. No.
Okay,
look
so
up, she talks
hold
about
on.
the firmament.
I just got to show you something. Can you see your screen?
Let me see it. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. So the glass ceiling is a metaphor usually applied to women, used to represent an invisible barrier that prevents a given demographic from rising beyond a certain level in a hierarchy.
Correct.
So she was referring to the fact that women can't be president in the United States right now. She was trying to break through the glass ceiling of patriarchy.
No, she was talking about the firmament.
Why would she be talking about space when she was talking about her presidential efforts?
Just play the video.
Which video?
So all chat can see it.
Okay, we can go find video. Okay, let me make sure this is the one. Yeah,
Right
this
there,
is
that
probably fine. This is from June 7th, 2008. So what was happening in June 7th, 2008? Do you remember?
No, not directly.
She was running to be the Democratic candidate for the presidency, right? That's what was happening.
Okay. Yeah.
She lost the primary to Obama. And
Correct.
so here she is giving a speech. This is actually her concession speech after losing the Democratic primary. So let's listen to the whole thing. It's only 30 seconds long. And by the way, we can see that it like this is Hillary Clinton told supporters after losing the Democratic primary in 2008. This is the context of the video. Anyway, here we go.
Although we weren't able to shatter that hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it. And the light is shining through like never before, filling us all with the hope and the sure knowledge that the path will be a little easier next time.
Right. Okay. So was she talking about her candidacy, which she had just lost? Or was she, for some reason, after losing the candidacy, talking about space?
Wait, what was that again? I'm sorry.
Was she talking about her failed attempt to be Democratic nominee for presidency? Or was she talking about space for some unrelated reason? Michael, you there? Because when you're off the app, I can't hear you.
Oh, snap. Yeah, I was off the app trying to find some. That one, she probably was talking about that ceiling like you were speaking about, but there was another one that she was talking about too.
Although we weren't...
When?
She had a couple guys standing around her when she was talking about it.
Is it perhaps this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when was this posted? Was this perhaps posted November 9th, days after she lost her presidential candidacy attempt against Donald Trump? Because, it was posted, you can't see this, it was posted November 9th.
Yeah, maybe I'm wrong about that video, but like...
yeah, this was posted November 9th, right after she lost to Trump.
That's not the only reason I think the...
Okay, so why do you think that rockets hit the firmament?
Because like let's look at the most recent rocket Elon made, right?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like an arrowhead. You use arrowheads to hunt. I hunt. So you would use something in that type of shape or form to penetrate or damage.
So do you know what a missile looks like?
Yes, and that's exactly what it looked like. It looked like a missile.
So rockets are missiles. You know that, right?
Yes, but why'd we do away with the space shuttle? So quote unquote been to the
That's
moon.
That's a really good question. So the space shuttle wasn't used to get up. We used boosters to get the space shuttle up. It was used to land. And the reason why we did away with the space shuttle, I actually don't know the history there. But we didn't. It's not like the space shuttle took off like a plane and then went to space. It was strapped to the back of a bunch of rockets, and the rockets took it to space in the same way. So
correct.
I don't understand the confusion. If you're trying to be aerodynamic, you're going like a missile needs to be. You're going to build your rockets like a missile is.
Yeah, but you wouldn't put 2 fucking arrow points on the side of it. You know what I mean?
You mean fins?
You're trying to penetrate something.
Wait, are you talking about fins?
Oh, those weren't fins. That was like made like an arrowhead to penetrate.
Which rocket are you talking about?
I think it's the most recent one, the Falcon 11 or something like that. I think the name of it is.
Falcon 9, maybe?
Yeah, not 11. Yeah, the most recent one, whichever one he just like launched, like I think it was a
Let's
year
pull up a picture
ago.
of it.
Maybe a little longer.
I just want a not low resolution picture.
No, yeah.
Do you want the one with boosters strapped on, or do you want the one without boosters strapped on?
Oh, you can do whichever.
Okay,
one
so
you
here's
want.
the Falcon 9 with 2 boosters strapped on. This is a render, of course, but like, if you want a picture, here's a picture. There's a bunch of pictures.
Hold on, there was one that's like it's got like sides coming off the tip of the rocket on the very tip, the top.
Yeah, on the very. Are you talking about canards?
I don't know which one it was. I don't know. I'm not too educated in the names of these rockets and stuff. I don't really like care to about that much.
But then why do you believe it?
Because man, you can see it. You like look up videos of rockets hitting the firmament. I want you to look up that and then play it, and you can see at a certain point a rocket will hit and it'll start to turn, and it'll be looking like a jet ski or a boat driving across water because it's hitting the waters above.
So I actually know what video you're talking about. I think it's this one.
There's so many videos. There's not just one. There's so many.
Well, there's one that's really famous.
Yeah, you may be thinking the one I'm thinking if you're saying it's famous.
Yeah. Is it that one?
You're a reasonable person.
Our mission as a civilian space.
You should just like all of these questions have answers. I just don't know why you haven't looked into it. It might be this one. But I can't skip through this one, unfortunately. I can't like scroll through it. Okay, I think probably the one that you're thinking of is something like this. So you see like a little blob.
That's not the one I'm thinking of.
And then give it a sec. And then that happens. Is that what you're referring to? That little flash?
Bouncing on. Wait. Let me watch that.
And then it keeps going.
It's bouncing.
Yeah, it's going in the same direction. How is it bouncing?
No, it's turning a little bit.
What do you mean it's turning? It's literally going in the same direction. Nothing's.
That thing is not going straight up. That thing is turning.
You're right. Rockets don't go straight up. They turn. It's called a gravity turn.
Yeah.
They don't turn horizontal, but they tilt over so that they can start building horizontal speed. Because in order to orbit, you have to be able to go around, not just be straight up.
Yeah. Look up. There's more videos out there that show it a little better. There's one that's like it's like darker in the background.
Look,
and it shows it.
So
really
there are
well.
So there are live streams of rockets from the moment they leave Earth to the moment they get to space. There are full live streams of this.
Nobody's been to space, so that's why I don't believe it.
There are live streams of this. And those live streams correspond with things that people can see with their eyeballs. You can watch the rocket launch while having the live stream up. How does that happen if they can't get through the firmament?
Because nobody's been to space. You just can't go there.
You keep asserting that. How does it happen that there's a live stream that's synced up with something that you're seeing with your own eyes, and the live stream brings the rocket, like it shows the rocket going all the way to space?
The government's been faking people for years. There's no way they called the moon on a landline. And then we've been to the moon. But
can you answer the question rather than pivoting, Michael?
What was your how do they?
How does it work that they can have a live stream that is synced up with a real live event that you can watch with your own eyeballs?
Well, it's easy. You can edit live streams as you go. You can add backgrounds.
How is it syncing up? How is it syncing up with what they're actually seeing with their own eyeballs in real life? Because you can go watch a rocket launch in real life.
Yeah, but you never see it, and it curves. It goes like far right, and they're saying, "Oh, that's them going out of the planet."
It's
This and
called it's
that.
called a
No.
gravity turn. I've already explained that. So
They
how
land,
is it
they
how
come
is it
back
that the
to
live
Earth.
so what is happening in the live stream? Is it real at first and then they switch over to a fake version? Why don't we ever see the cut?
Yeah, that could be it.
Why don't we ever
But
see the cut?
The government's the government, bro. They've had AI for years, and they just given it to the people. They're
The
able to
government's
edit
the
things
government? Bro, which government? You know that other governments launch rockets, right?
Yes, but I'm telling you, the space is fake. It's made up.
Why do you think
can't-
that?
Because you can't leave the Earth. They say we've been to the moon.
Why do you
but-
think that we can't leave the Earth? What led you to that belief?
Because we've been to the moon, but we lost the technology and can't go back. Like, come on.
And can you answer the question? Why do you have the belief that that space is fake?
I just told you why. Because they say, oh, we went to the moon. AK, no, they did that.
How
to
does
beat
that?
the Russians in
How
the
does
Cold
them
War.
saying we went to the moon mean that space is fake?
Because like, isn't that a fake American flag waving and stuff? There's no wind, and it's negative.
You're
200
already
degrees in
assuming it's
space.
fake, so this can't be the reason why you think it's fake. If you already think
negative-
that it's fake,
What's the temperature?
what's the
in space?
reason why you think
-200
it's?
degrees,
Can you
right?
answer my question?
I'm about to tell you.
What's the
temperature
piece of
space-
evidence that makes you think space is fake?
I'm about to tell you. So the temperature
please.
of space is negative 200 degrees, correct? Yes.
No.
It is. What's the temperature?
It depends. If you're close to the sun, it's going to obviously be hotter. If you're in shade, it's going to be colder. If you're in a gas cloud, it could be hotter, it could be colder. It depends.
Well, temperature in space is always below zero. It's nearly freezing
No,
in space.
no.
Almost always.
I mean,
They-
like for
quote,
example,
unquote.
if you were on the moon on the side facing the sun, you would burn up. Like you would like it's
Well,
like
that's
it's like
not
200
true
degrees
because
or something like this.
It's
Yeah,
just
it is
no,
true.
It's just too much stuff. When you look at a rocket, the way it takes
So what's the
off and
evidence?
everything.
What's the evidence
It's
that
all-
space is fake?
Because we've lost the evidence. We've lost the technology to go
What's
back.
the
They
evidence
called
that
all
space
the
is fake?
landlines.
Saying
It's made up to control people, bro.
What's
Like,
the evidence that space is fake?
the Bible, Genesis?
Where does the Bible say space is fake?
When God created God created the lands, right? And then He separated the waters from the waters above us. You can strap a camera to a weather balloon and let it go, and it'll hit the firmament at one point and just bounce and sit there.
So look, if you believe the Bible is true, why don't you believe that it's daytime for everybody at the same time? Because that's what they believed.
It is. I do believe that.
Wait a minute, you don't believe in time zones?
No. Okay, you got mountain ranges, so it cuts off certain.
Wait a minute, hold on.
sunlight at certain
Hold on,
times.
so it's daytime for everybody at the same time?
Yeah, you see the moon at 12 o'clock in the day. Shouldn't
Wait
that
a minute,
be at China?
hold on. When it's like noon, I don't know what part of the world are you in? Are you in like California? Did you
Florida.
say you're in
I'm in
California?
Florida.
You're in Florida.
I'm in
Okay, when
Florida.
it's noon in Florida, is it daytime in China?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever met anybody from another part of the world?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever spoken to somebody from another part of the
Yeah,
world?
I play Rust, so I play with UK people.
Yeah.
and stuff
So
and all that, yeah.
have you ever asked one of your foreign friends whether it's daytime when it's daytime
they're
when it's daytime
they're
for you?
5 hours ahead of us.
Who?
UK.
Oh, in the UK, yeah, the UK is 5 hours ahead of Florida. Yeah. So when
Aussie's
it's
18
like
hours ahead of
when
us.
it's like 14 hours ahead of you, or
Yeah.
sorry, when it's like 4 p.m. for you, it's like daytime, right?
Correct.
And so like let's say it's 4 p.m. It's December, it's daytime for you, sun's still out. Is it daytime for the people in the UK?
No, it's 9 o'clock.
Oh, okay. So is the sun still out for them?
No.
But I thought you said that it's daytime for everybody at the same time.
Well, you have mountain ranges. You have different elevations of ground
There's
and
like no
stuff,
mountain
too.
ranges in the UK.
Well,
There's
they're
like
at a
none.
different elevation as well.
What? Hold on. What? What does the elevation have to do with anything? We can look at the average elevation of the UK. The average elevation of the UK is 75 meters above sea level. So that's like what? Like
That's pretty high.
no, it's like 350 feet above sea level.
Yeah.
That's not very high at all.
Well,
Sorry,
just
it's less than 350 feet above sea level.
You know.
So that's not very high at all. So why is it nighttime in the UK when it's daytime for you?
Different rotations of the sun.
But the sun is supposed to be out for everybody at the same time.
Yeah, but okay. So the only thing that moves is the sun and the moon. They're on a rotation. They go down and up.
Hold on, your mic just got really muffled.
My bad. I put you on my chest. I
Okay.
said The sun and the moon are the only thing that's on a rotation and moving. They're the only things that move. They go down, up, and around.
So during nighttime, where is the sun?
It's down on it's like goes down with the Earth and then goes around and follows it up.
Okay. So in your view, the sun leaves the firmament. How does it leave the firmament?
Well, no, the sun doesn't leave the firmament. Actually, the sun and the moon are in the firmament.
So how does it go to the other side of the Earth?
They're on a rotation. If you were to take like a black,
But doesn't the firmament isn't it a dome over the Earth?
Correct. Yes, but there's the firmament.
Wait, so if there's oh, wait a minute. So like it can like pass through the little gap between the edge of the Earth and the firmament?
Well, you got the ice wall. It goes beyond the ice wall too. It goes beyond all the
Wait, so look, does the firmament connect to the ice wall?
No.
Okay, so where does the firmament connect?
It's if you look at a flat Earth map that shows our lands and then the outer lands and then the lands on the outer of that, it ends there. There's
Hold on, I just gotta ask if like this is what you think the Earth is.
Hold on, because
I have a picture. I'm pulling up.
It'll show an ice wall.
Is this what you think the Earth is?
No. So that's not what I'm talking about.
Well, this is what the Hebrews thought the Earth was.
I believe the mounts though, the waters below the waters, and scientists have actually found
this is what the Hebrews thought the Earth was. If you don't think it's this, then like, why are you even bringing up the Bible?
It's bigger than that. So look,
this is what the Hebrews thought. This is what the Hebrews thought.
So look up flat Earth map.
Wait, no, but I'm looking up ancient Hebrew cosmology.
Yeah. But look up flat Earth map.
Yeah, so you want a different thing, which is not this.
Okay,
right?
hold on, I'll show you.
You want something like this.
See all the pictures? I'll show you exactly which one. Let me see all the pictures.
Yeah, okay.
I can't see to the left. Okay, right there. Go to the second row. Go up one more. Scroll up a little bit. Over there to the right. Yeah, click that picture.
This one.
The one to the far right. Yeah.
You think it's this? Well, this isn't what the ancient Hebrews believed. Also.
Yes, that's what I believe in.
But that's not what the ancient Hebrews believe. So like, it seems like you don't believe in the Bible.
I do believe in the Bible, but I don't believe. The Bible's also been changed. How many times? There's only so many scriptures that are 100%. On. There's only certain things. I'm a man of God. I'm a man of. All this stuff doesn't happen. I've watched childbirth. I've watched all that. It's just everything's too perfect for it not to be in there.
Wait, I gotta know. I gotta know. Why do you think that? Like, I don't know. There's
because if you look
like
up
these
all
extra
these
stuff.
Lands, if you look up all these lands in the second layer, they're
by the
actually.
way, I think that this is like.
Bird heads and
I think that this
dog
was like made up by a Redditor, by the way.
No. Like, you got Odin, you got the walls of Asgard.
This is literally on Reddit, by the way.
Did you take the sticky note that she had with all
Yeah.
the stuff on it?
Yeah.
Where
This is literally on
That's
Reddit.
not it.
Like this is on Reddit, right?
Maybe.
Like this is some guy made this. Like it's not a real thing. Look, so that's just not what the ancient Hebrews believed. So why are you believing it if it's not in the Bible? You there, Michael?
Yeah.
Why do you believe it if it's not in the Bible?
Well, because it just makes sense, man.
Wait, it makes sense? What about it makes sense?
Hey, I'll join back in a little bit. I gotta help take care of my baby, so I'll see you in a little bit. I'll
Okay.
join back and have this debate with you in a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
1 sec. That was crazy. That was something. All right, we have $5 from Mike Kasich. COVID broke a lot of people and sent them into conspiracy theories. Debunked COVID conspiracies typically work to stop the conspiracy cult. I don't know if that's true anymore. It might stop people from becoming, or if you had done that during COVID, it may have stopped people from joining those, but at this point, a lot of them are far too deep. And then we have another $2 from Mike Kasich. Where does the shuttle go if it didn't go to space? Most of them think that it just lands in the water in the ocean. All right, let's bring up Ink and Jade. By the way, remember to join the Discord. Remember to there's links in the various places. Remember to join the subscribe to the new YouTube channel. It is Dr. Blitz Debunks if you're not already there. And Ink and Jade, how's it going?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. What shape do you think the Earth is?
I'm sorry?
What shape do you think the Earth is?
Oh, definitely flat.
Yeah, why so?
Well, I mean, the Earth is made up of, what, 73% water, right?
Yeah, sure. I think it's like 70% or something like that. But yeah, whatever the number
and
is.
none of it's carbonated, so...
Get out of here, Jade.
I'm sorry,
It's not funny. It's an old joke. Don't do that shit, y'all. I don't like it. It's a waste of time. Roy, how's it going?
Hey, pretty good. Thanks for having me.
I'm doing... Oh, you didn't ask me. Oh. Well, you're welcome. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, sorry. It's just my... you know how, like, the person at the movie theater will say, enjoy your movie, and then you say you too? That's what just happened.
Oh, yeah. It's happened to me a lot.
Isn't that the worst?
Before. It is. It's not a good feeling.
No. Anyway, Roy, what shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's round. Well, spherical, whatever you want to call it.
All right. But Roy, that's not what the background says. I am doing okay, y'all. Thank you.
Yo.
Jejish, how's it going?
Good.
What shape do you think the Earth is? Are you Czech?
Flat. The Hebrew.
Yejish, are you Czech? Slovak. Okay. You have similar accents. Anyway, what shape do you think the Earth is?
A flat.
And want to tell me why?
The Bible, the science.
Science?
Yeah. The Hebrew version. Hebrews.
So the ancient Hebrews thought that it's daytime for everybody at the same time. Do you think that?
Nope.
Oh. But in their world, in the ancient Hebrew cosmology, the sun disappears at night. It goes below the Earth.
No, that's false.
Oh. Do you have somewhere in the Bible where it says that the sun circles above the flat Earth?
Yeah, in the deleted books in Enoch.
Yeah, okay. So, what's the verse? You there, Yejish? So maybe Enoch 18:1, maybe that's the one you're thinking of?
Yeah, when he talks about sun going in portals and moon.
Yeah. So right. That's the point. So the sun goes through the sun goes in through a portal at the beginning of the day, and it exits through a portal at the end of the day, and then it's nighttime for everybody when it exits the portal at the end of the day.
No, it's moon and sun.
Both of them go through the portal. Well, the sun goes through the portal at night, and the moon enters through the portal when the moon enters through the portal. But if the moon goes through the portal, that means that it's nighttime for everybody.
Oh, there are. Do you know Yang Wang?
No, I don't.
The logo. Go check it.
What's his name?
Yang Wang.
How do you spell the last name?
I don't know. Yang Wang.
Okay, well, I'm not finding anything on Flat Earth about it. So
it's just half is in day and half is in night. But not always is going to the both portals.
I know you're trolling, Yejish. Get out of here. So by the way, the reason why I was able to, he's Slovak, not Czech, but it was a very good guess because they used to have a country. In fact, I heard a good bit. I heard on Reddit that it was on the Czech subreddit actually, which I am I'm a lurker on the Czech subreddit. Somebody was asking, why is it that Czechs and Slovaks can understand each other? Which is a really good question, right? Because they're different countries. And well, it turns out that their languages are related. And so, in fact, somebody suggested that, their languages are so closely related, their cultures are so closely related, maybe they should merge and become one country, and they can call it Slovako-Czechia. I think that that's a good idea. Mr.
Hello.
Raw, how's it going?
Good afternoon. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. What shape do you think the Earth is?
I am a believer of the geocentric model, considering both are models.
Well, but what shape do you think the Earth is?
It's stationary.
That's not a shape.
Flat.
Oh, flat.
Well,
Okay,
flat.
yeah, sure. Because like the geocentric model of like the 1400s and before that was like a globe Earth, and then all of the things went around it, right? That was the geocentric model. So if you're referring to like some other geocentric model, I would just give it a different name, just because it's kind of But you think it's flat, right? So why?
Well, I'm of the belief what Tycho Brahe was preaching about.
Tycho
way back
Brahe?
in yeah, yes. There
So
you go.
he didn't think the Earth was flat.
He didn't.
No.
I could have swore he did.
No.
So either way, I'm under the belief that it's not what everybody says it is now, and I'll give you one example.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so are you? You seem like you're very smart and educated, correct? You're a doctor.
Yep.
Okay. What doctor do you have?
It's in physics.
Physics. Okay. Well, this should be interesting. All right. So can you please explain to all of us the nature of gas pressure?
Yeah, gas pressure is a measure of essentially how hard a gas is pushing on a pressure gauge.
Okay. So in order to have the X variable, which is pressure, how would you have that? It has to be pushing upon something, correct?
Yeah, it's pushing upon the pressure gauge.
Okay. So exactly how do we have gas pressure that we are breathing?
You can get a pressure gauge and you can measure it. The gas
Wow.
pushes against the pressure gauge.
Okay, but what is it pushing against?
The pressure gauge.
Oh, Lord. So what is keeping the gases here and not evaporating off the surface?
I don't know what you mean by evaporating. Gases are already gas. They don't need to evaporate. Are you
Well,
asking why is there gas on the surface of the Earth or near the surface of the Earth? Oh, gravity.
Okay, so this leads us into another question. Which
It
form of
absolutely
gravity?
does. Gravity is a phenomenon that's empirically observed. Are you like,
So-
I'm referring to the phenomenon, I'm not referring to a particular model.
Okay, so it's a phenomenon, so you can basically
Mhm.
name it whatever you want.
Sure.
Okay.
It's the
I'm just
phenomenon.
make-
Yeah.
I'm just my question with both sides of the argument. It's like it's hard to come by somebody that's actually like honest. They always try to put a spin on an argument. So I was just trying to get a feel of where you're at, and at least you're more of the honest crowd than a lot of people I've ran across. Because they say gravity's a law, and I'm like, it's not a law.
Well, look, so gravity is three things. There's gravity, the observable phenomenon.
Mhm.
There's the universal law of gravitation, and there's various models of gravity. Gravity refers to all three of those things, and they're related.
So you would say
but
gravity.
but when I'm referring to why something happens, I refer to the phenomenon, and then we can describe that phenomenon with a model.
Okay, but the problem is that the model, you can't just say that's how it is just because it's a model.
I don't know what
Or
you mean. That's
factor.
how. Look, models are either good or bad. If they're good, that means that they stand up to experimental scrutiny. It means that they that they are simple and yet have a lot of explanatory power. It means that you can that there's not very many variables that you have to add in to like fine tune it. Like that's what makes a model good. A model is bad if it doesn't make a lot of predictions, or if it's super fine tuned and requires a lot of variables in order to make the predictions even remotely good. If it's super complicated, that's what makes a model bad. And so, we can just compare models for various phenomena and see which models are better than others.
So, I get where you're going with that, but there's a few problems, right?
I'm sure.
To say a model is basically an example or representation of reality,
Mhm.
it doesn't flow. It doesn't work.
That's That's what a model is intended to be. A model is supposed to represent what's actually, a model is supposed to represent mathematically or otherwise what's happening. That's the goal of a model.
So the next.
In fact, that's what the word model means. Like if you make like a model train set, it's like a model of an actual train station, right? It represents the train station, the real train station.
Okay, so we're going to basically use a train station model or this example as what our reality is, correct?
No, we model, look, we come up with models because that's the best way that we have to understand why things happen. Now we can just say that things happen and say like, look, that thing fell and it fell because of gravity. And then we could just say that, but then we're not able to understand why things happen and we're not able to make predictions. So we come up with models, and there's a good question as to like, what's the nature of models? Like, do the models, like, are we grasping at something real, or are these just instrumentalists? Like, there's a whole philosophy question there. But like, the point is that we come up with models with the intent of understanding and making good predictions, and the models that we have do both of those things. We're able to understand the models, and the models are able to make good predictions.
I get where you're going with that, and I'm not trying to get into arguing match and it evolve into like what it always devolves to. This basically nobody agreeing, and it doesn't go anywhere. I just try to figure out a best way to move the conversation forward because I think there's truth on both sides of it. I mean, if you look, like, you were using gravity as a representation of why things fall, but there's a problem with that.
Well, no, there's a model of gravity. That represents or points to the phenomenon of gravity.
Okay, but anything that we use to explain why it's happening, like say, all right, so what is the variable that's causing gravity?
I don't know what that question means.
What is the cause of the effect?
So that's not how we talk about physics anymore. It's not 2,000 years ago. When we talk about physics, there can be a lot of different variables, and those variables are intertwined with each other. There's no one variable that's called the cause and one variable that's called the effect. It's just not how that works.
I'm gonna have to agree to disagree, bro.
I'm sure the most modern version of gravity that we have is general relativity. In this model, there are two related quantities, you can call them. There's the space-time curvature, represented by the Einstein tensor, and there's the stress-energy tensor, which essentially captures things like energy, momentum, stress, mass, etc. And these two quantities are related via the Einstein field equations. It doesn't really make sense to say that one is the cause of the other. They're just equal to each other.
So
that's what it is in the model.
You're probably going to disagree with me on, but space and time are both concept, not?
They're both concepts, not what?
Are space and time both agreed upon concepts?
I mean, physicists do agree that space and time are things. Are you asking, are they like abstract or are they concrete?
They're abstract.
That's debatable. And like, you have to talk to the philosophers on that.
Okay, so this is the problem where a lot of people get lost in the weeds. Science and philosophy almost run hand in hand sometimes, correct?
Yep.
So these questions that we ask that people get hung up on lead us into more problems. This is what I'm
Where's
like
the problems?
towards. So
Where's the problems?
we're taking concepts and trying to make them concrete, and you can't do that.
Well, hold on. Assuming that they're not concrete, that's just as philosophically laden with baggage as assuming that they are.
Well, okay, but I'm not trying to shape the reality I live in by a concept.
Claiming that they're merely concepts, that's just as much an assumption as claiming that they're not.
Well, then there you go. So I guess we're both.
Well, look. So here's the thing, though. Whether or not you think that like these are all just concepts and we're just observing regularity rather than like actually connecting to what is actually there, that's like a conversation you can have with like a solipsist if you want. But the point is that we have models, and those models either work or they don't. And the gravitational models that we have work exceptionally well at making predictions. They do a really good job at predicting the future. So we have a good reason to think that those things are closer to the truth than whatever flat earthers think is causing things to be pulled down, because those things don't make predictions.
I appreciate your time, and thank you for your time talking to me, but we're basically at an impasse now, so you have a good one.
Wait a minute, I'm sorry, do you want to defend your worldview at all, or are you just going to run away? Oh, he ran away. Yeah, okay. Look, yeah, so the thing is flat earthers, the advanced flat earthers, like that guy, like Mr. Raw, the advanced flat earthers, they know that they can't compete with people who actually know the physics. So if he got into a conversation with somebody who doesn't know the physics, he would have just said, oh, well, the second law of thermodynamics, blah, 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 or, oh, well, you know, buoyancy, whatever. He would have said all that stuff. But when they know that they can't compete with somebody who knows the physics, they go into like basically philosophical solipsism, and they say, oh, well, you know, you can't connect the models with reality because you don't have philosophical access. Like, it just doesn't like they go into philosophical territory because they can't engage in the empirics. And it's just embarrassing. And I really wish that he was stuck around so I could have pressed him on his view. But he won't. All right, we have Preston. Preston, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing A-okay. What shape do you think the Earth?
I think that it's a flat firmament.
A flat firmament. I don't understand what that means. The Earth is the firmament?
Well, yeah, that's what it says in the Bible, but it's like, it's not.
Wait,
like,
no. The Earth in the Bible, it doesn't even say the Earth is a firmament. It says that the firmament separates the waters below from the waters above.
Oh, yeah, like.
And then the land emerged from the waters below.
Well, no, we're on the firmament, and that firmament is flat.
No, that's not what it says in the Bible. In the Bible, God uses the firmament to separate the waters above from the waters below, and then the land comes out from the waters below, and we are on the land that is in the waters below. So the firmament is above us. The waters above are above that, and the waters below are the oceans, and the land is on the waters below. That's the biblical story. It seems like maybe you should refamiliarize yourself with Genesis.
Okay, so you're saying that the dome is the firmament.
Yes, that's the account in Genesis, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, one reason that I think that is the way it is, have you heard of the Chicago skyline in like Lake Michigan?
Hold on, I have. We can talk about that in a minute. Just to be clear, so your the reason is it true that the reason you believe is because of the Bible?
I mean, that's one of the reasons. Because like,
if you saw like real world evidence that the Earth wasn't flat, would you still believe it because the Bible says so?
Well, I have seen real world evidence. Like I've been in.
So if you see real world evidence that the Earth is not flat, would you still believe it because the Bible says so?
Well, yes. I mean, it depends on what kind of evidence you're talking about. Because, I mean, I've been to the ocean. I've been in an airplane. I don't see any kind of curvature. So there's, like, that, you know, like, if you have a bathtub or, like, a
What
lake
I'm asking is there any kind of evidence that you could even conceptualize that would convince you to think that the Earth was a globe, even though the Bible says it's not?
I mean, if I could, like, get outside of the firmament and, like, see a globe, then, like, yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, like,
are you telling me the only thing that would convince you is to actually, like, go to space?
I mean, no, that's probably not the only thing.
Okay,
but,
okay, that's fair. Sorry, I don't mean to grill you on that. It's just I wanted to because some people it's just like if it's in the Bible it's true and there's nothing that you can say otherwise to convince me. I just wanted to make sure that you were like being reasonable and you're like, well, it could be that even if the Bible says so, it could be wrong if if there's some evidence out there that proves it wrong. That's all. Okay, I was just checking.
Okay, yeah, totally. I mean, yes, because it's obviously not a scientific guide or like so of course there's room for evidence.
By the way, your audio is a little quiet, so if you could be closer to your phone, that would help.
Yeah, okay. Okay, but I've never seen a curve. So like, let's take lakes for example, like, and then the ocean. Like I've seen those in person, and there's no kind of drop off. And I've heard that sure, it's because it's such a vast distance.
When you say drop off, do you mean like side to side or like front to back?
I guess it would be front to back.
So then in fact you have seen a curve. So imagine that the Earth was just a sheet of paper, like a really, really big sheet of paper, right? And maybe it's a blue sheet of paper. Would you ever and then you're standing on the sheet of paper, and there's something really, really far away. If you got a big enough telescope, would anything ever be prevented from? I don't know why I can't talk. Would there ever be a distance away from you where you couldn't see something anymore? If the Earth were like just perfectly flat, like a sheet of paper?
Is this also assuming there's no like smog and like stuff? In
Yeah,
the
on a
air?
clear day, say.
Probably not. And and I think that's shown in like being able to see Chicago from across Lake Michigan.
Right. So, but here's the key. You should be able to see the entirety of everything if you get a big enough telescope, right? If the Earth is flat and it's a clear day. Like, there shouldn't be anything that you're prevented from seeing if it's far enough away. So, for example, you should, in principle, with like a standard telescope that you can buy, like a 10-inch telescope, they're not cheap. They're like $1,000 or something like this, or $2,000, but you can buy them for personal use. You should, in principle, be able to see the Statue of Liberty from the southwest corner of England, right? If it's actually flat, because nothing would be in your way. It would just be ocean.
I mean, but is that like, don't you got to account for like refraction and like?
So
like, I don't think that's possible.
You do, but all refraction does is it makes things appear higher, because it makes light bend down.
Okay. I mean.
So it wouldn't prevent you from seeing the Statue of Liberty.
Okay, well, why can we see Chicago from across Lake Michigan? Like that's
Right.
still like
So you can see parts of Chicago from across Lake Michigan, because some of the buildings are very tall. You can't see all of the buildings, definitely. If you could, then you would see more. I mean, like there's some pretty famous photos. I can pull some up for you. But like the typical photos from like distant across, like 30 miles away or whatever, you can only see like 10 buildings or so. But Chicago has 117 skyscrapers. The reason why you can't see all of them is because you're only seeing the tallest ones. You're only seeing the ones that are peeking up around the curve.
Oh, okay. Well, wouldn't it depend on like how high up you are from the ground?
Absolutely, that too.
That's definitely a factor here.
The higher up you go, so on a flat Earth, that should actually make it harder to see things, by the way. But on a globe, definitely, if you go higher, you should see more things because the curve is lower now, and so you should be able to see over that curve because you're kind of like peeking over the curve if you go higher up. But if you are on a flat Earth, going higher, all it's doing is taking you further away from the things you're trying to look at, and so it should just make them harder to see.
Well, I don't think it's like taking you further away. Like if
Well, of course it is. If you if something is 5 feet in front of you and you're on the ground, it's exactly 5 feet away from you. But if you then go 10 feet up, now it's like 100 squared plus 25 squared. Now it's like 12 feet away from you.
Okay, that makes
So like if you go up, of course things are going to be further away. It might only be a slight amount further away, but you will be further away. It shouldn't make it easier to see things.
Okay, that makes sense. But I still haven't, like, have you observed the curvature yourself? Like, that's something I I feel like if it's this, like, big, massive thing, we should be able to see it, with our own eyes.
Look, there's kind of two pieces here. On the one hand, you can absolutely indirectly detect the curvature yourself. That's pretty easy to do. But to actually see the curvature yourself requires being very, very high, because the Earth is very, very big, right? If you're close to the Earth, it's going, and when I say see the curvature, I mean like see something that like appears roundish. If you're close to the Earth, it's going to be hard to tell the difference, just because if you zoom in on something that's curved enough, it looks flat, right? Like imagine that you're an ant walking across a basketball; it'll look flat to you because you're tiny. But that's why you have to go high up. That's like zooming out, and passenger aircraft don't really go high enough that our eyes can really tell. Now, what we can do is we can go up into a passenger aircraft and you can see that the horizon is not at eye level. And if you were on a flat Earth, that wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense.
But I've seen footage from like balloons up to like 120,000 feet, and it's still a flat horizon. That's still significant.
Can I show you something?
Sure.
Yeah, let me pull something up. This is the first altitude from, I'm going to show you a picture of the first photograph ever taken from the stratosphere.
Okay.
It's from like 77,000 feet or something like this. Sorry, 72,000 feet. Why isn't it showing up? Here we go. Okay, so this is a photograph. It's black and white, and it's been written over. But this is like a photograph that was taken by Captain Albert W. Stevens. This was taken in 1936, right? And this is now this was posted in a newspaper. So like they overlaid stuff on it, but like all of this stuff is like photo, right? And he was 72,000 feet up. Now, you can see the horizon here. See, and they drew a horizontal line across it just to see if it's flat. And what you're seeing is that it curves up away from the horizontal line, and then it curves back down towards the horizontal line.
Okay.
So like just from a photograph, like this is like the first photograph taken from the stratosphere, or I guess it's from the troposphere, I think.
Is it like a fisheye lens that's distorting that? Like,
it was just whatever camera they had available in 1936.
Well, okay. Well, how do we know that it's not like distorting that horizon just with like it's the lens distorting that?
Well, we have other photos. In fact, there's a famous, not so famous, but there's a video of a guy who recognized that flat earthers are a thing, and so he built a rocket himself, launched the rocket himself, and attached a camera to it that uses a rectilinear lens, meaning that it has no fisheyeing effect. And what you'll find is that you can still see the curvature of the Earth. It goes much higher. It goes like 300,000 feet up. And you can see the curvature of the Earth in like on that video. And it's like live streamed from launch all the way up till when it's 300,000 feet up. You can see it. In fact, I think it's called, let me see if I can pull it up.
Okay.
I think it's called max speed. 300,000 feet. Here we go. I think it's this one.
Okay.
I thought it was called max speed.
This is like some independent guy.
Yeah, it was just some guy. Let me see if I can find it. I think that this is the one. I've definitely looked at this one before, but I don't think that this is the original footage. Or maybe it is. Well, no, because the original one actually had the camera specs in it. I think this is just replaying. Well, this is just replaying the footage from somebody else's channel, but here it is. So this is the view from the camera. Here we go. Let's start from the beginning, and I'll speed it up a little bit. So there's the launch. Now it's doing its spin to stabilize. Now it's at 35,000 feet. It's doing second stage ignition. Now it's at Mach 4 burnout.
Oh wow.
100,000 feet. Spin nulls out shortly. 150,000 feet. Definitely looks curved to me, doesn't it? 200,000 feet. I'm just gonna skip ahead to the 300,000 feet part.
Okay.
What's that? Does that curve?
It does appear curved.
This is at 293,000 feet.
All right, it does appear curved. Yes, but I don't. All right, I'll look into that. But
okay.
Also, what kind of doctor? I see your thing's doctor.
I have a PhD in physics.
Oh, okay. I'm sure that was rigorous.
Yep.
Okay, but what about? Okay, so gravity's the other thing that's like, and like also the math that is used is like Well, how do you know that the math is like true if you didn't invent it? That's like a whole other thing.
How do you know? How do you know the
Like,
math is true if you didn't invent the math?
Well, no, it's like you could, like, whoever came up with that system can like, if you're the one making the system, you could manipulate it to like give out results that you wanted to give.
So the math was written, the math was done, the models were constructed so that they would match gravity, so that they would match our observations. That's the whole point. That's what you do in physics. You find the right math that matches what we see.
Well,
that's the goal.
I mean, right.
What's the question?
Well, like things fall. Like, okay, let's take water. How come like undisturbed, unconfined water levels out instead of like it's always level? It's never curved. Like,
what does that have to do with gravity?
How would it curve around a spherical Earth without like visible convex curvature?
Well, so look, again, if you are looking at the surface of the Earth, if you're like just 10 feet above the surface of the Earth, or if your eyes are 6 feet above the surface of the Earth, if you're a short king, or if you're like me and you're 7'8" and your eyes are 7'5" above the surface of the Earth, then you're pretty close. And so of course it's going to look flat. The point is that it's not actually flat. It's just curved a very, very tiny amount.
Okay. So how does all like water's head? Like if you have a bucket of water, it's obviously heavy. So how is the Earth holding this like massive amount of water? How is it just clinging to the Earth while it's spinning? Okay, but while it's spinning, like
the gravity is stronger than the centrifugal force or the centrifugal force outward from the spinning. Yeah.
So you're saying it like gravity. So why can I like jump?
Because your leg. So look, the force that gravity applies to something depends on the Earth's mass, definitely, but it also depends on the mass that's being pulled on. So that's why a butterfly doesn't have to exert a lot of effort to fly, because it hardly weighs anything. Whereas an elephant probably can't jump because it weighs a lot, and so it would need to exert a lot of force in order to jump. Now you weigh somewhere between them, and so you can, like, you have muscles strong enough that would let you jump a few feet in the air if you're good, but then you fall back down, right? Because of the gravity.
Or because of density and buoyancy.
How does density get you a direction?
Okay, well, down is down, right?
Why does density make you go down instead of sideways?
Because that's how God made it.
So look, the explanation that you're offering is just because, and the explanation that I'm offering has mathematical backing and can make predictions, and it can be proven wrong. If you tried, you'd fail, but like in principle, it can be proven wrong. Your explanation is because that's how God did it.
Okay,
right?
Were you saying that down isn't where you're being pulled towards, or?
So the reason why you're being pulled down using the gravity model is because you're being pulled towards the center of mass. And the center of mass is at the center of the Earth, and so you are being pulled towards the center of the Earth, which that's what we call down. Your explanation for why density makes us go down instead of sideways is because God made it that way. I have an explanation that relies on like the geometry, and it relies on like, an understanding of force in terms of like Newtonian force and acceleration. And like, you see how the explanation you're offering doesn't really give an explanation, whereas mine at least gives some explanation. And beyond that, I don't understand how your explanation can account for other demonstrations of gravity. Like, we can see two things attracting each other sideways. If you put two heavy things next to each other, we can measure the attraction between them.
Did you say that the thing like down is just toward the center of the Earth?
Yeah.
Oh.
More specifically, it's towards the center of mass, but yes.
Okay. And that's stronger than the centrifugal force or centrifugal force? Okay.
Yeah.
That does make sense, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm glad. So one thing that's probably worth looking at is look into. There's a few people on YouTube who have done this, but look into like it's called the Cavendish experiment, and there's probably one that's really, really popular on YouTube. So I'm going to pull it up just so you can see it. So it's by Steve Mould. It's this video here. It's a video done by like a popular science creator. He makes really good content. His stuff is really like interesting and, you know, it's entertaining to watch. But he also demonstrates gravity pulling two heavy things together. Not being pulled down by the Earth's gravity, but gravity of like the two heavy things attracting each other. Definitely give that a watch because it's, you know, it's not like a scientific paper. It's not like super, super rigorous, but it is at least a demonstration of the kind that you're looking for.
Okay. I'll go look into that. Well, thanks for your time.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Preston. I appreciate you.
Take care.
Take care. He was super good faith. All right, let's read some super chats, and then we will move on to the next guest. If we have any super chats. I don't know if we do. We do not have any super chats. All right, then let's move on to the next guest. Let's talk to Hoodlem. Hoodlem, how's it going?
Good. What's up, Mr. Blitz?
It's Dr. Blitz. What shape do you think the Earth is?
I think it's more of a toroidal field myself.
You think the Earth is a toroidal field?
I think that the plane within the toroidal field is the realm that we live in, yes.
So, so you think that we live on a plane, and the plane is in a toroidal field?
Correct, which is the center of mass.
Okay, so can you define for me what a toroidal field is?
Yeah, it's like an electromagnetic system that collects mass in the center.
Can I show you something?
Sure. And then I have a couple of questions for you.
Yeah, sure, of course. Of course. So, I have to crop this. I have to change the cropping. Or no, I can just move this. I don't know if you can see this. So this is the magnetic field of a toroid, right? This is what we're looking at. Yeah. So this would be a toroidal magnetic field. Now, B, the letter B, I don't know if you can see that. The letter B is the direction that the magnetic field is pointing in. And so a toroidal field goes this way. It goes in a circle like that, right? This is the magnetic field of a toroid. So is that, you think that the magnetic fields kind of go in a circle like this?
No.
Oh, so then what kind of field are you talking about?
The toroidal field is from the center.
Oh, I think you're confused. See, you mean a poloidal field, right? Do you mean a poloidal field or a toroidal field?
I was always with the understanding that it was called a toroidal field, but
oh yeah, no, that's incorrect. Here, let me show you. So we have, this is the toroidal field, the one that goes in a circle like I showed you. And then this one is the poloidal field. See how it says B with the subscript POL? So you mean a poloidal field?
No.
But the toroidal field is the one that goes in circles. This is the toroidal field.
But your circles.
This is a poloidal field.
No. Your circles are going in the wrong.
Poloidal.
Yeah. Look at it from
poloidal.
Okay, listen. Like we see this in nature. When you look at the development of an apple or an orange or a lot of fruit for that matter, it is exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, you have the seed in the middle, and then you have all of the growth around that, and you have the bottom, right? And then you have the top, which is the stem, right? And that is in nature exactly what I'm talking about.
Except you're talking about a poloidal field, not a toroidal field.
I don't think so.
I just showed you. That's what they're called.
Yeah, but just because you showed me does not mean like you're a guy that thinks that the Earth is round.
You're right. That does give me good credibility. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, right?
I mean, like, I just don't think that you know where these words come from, right?
Well, the words are made up by scientists like yourself.
Right. And so the word that you are looking for is poloidal, not toroidal. Toroidal fields are the fields produced by toroids. Those are like the donut shapes. And the fields produced by the donut shapes are fields that run parallel to the inside of the toroid.
So when we talk about the Van Allen belt, right?
Yep.
Okay. So there it is, right? So you have.
Oh, so now you're referring to a dipole field. Is that what you're referring to?
It's a combination of both, sir.
Well, I mean, a toroidal field is not a dipole field.
Are you sure?
Yes.
How so?
So they're just different kinds of fields, right? So are you referring to something like this, but perhaps on a? Are you referring to something like this?
Yeah. And
this is a dipole field. This is not a toroidal field.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This is.
Yeah, and the mass is in the middle.
Dipole field.
And right, the mass is in the middle.
Right. So that's a dipole field. Okay. So as long as we agree that we're talking about the same thing. So you think that the Earth there's like a plane and then there's a dipole field for that where that plane is or something.
Yeah, and that would also explain the gravitational pull.
Oh, how?
Because we have a pulling down force on the flat plane.
Where is that force coming from?
From the magnetic field.
Oh, so if I take a magnet and drop it, it should only go in the direction that it's attracted in?
No, the mass is collected at the center, right? And
at the center of what? Like where the North Pole is?
No, the North Pole is not the North. It is not the North Pole as you're referencing it.
I'm referring to the North Pole as you're referencing, like the center of the disk. Is that where the mass is?
That's
the center of mass?
I would call, yeah, absolutely.
So if that's the center, why doesn't gravity pull us towards that?
Because the attraction is across the whole plane.
Yeah, but if it's supposed to pull us towards the center of mass, and that's where the center of mass is, why doesn't it pull us sideways?
So you have the mass collection in the center, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the force that created the mass collection is the same force across the whole plane.
So why does it pull down instead of towards the mass?
Because it's running through from the top down.
So, but the magnetic field doesn't point down.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. I mean, like at the North Pole it does, but like at the equator it points north. Actually, it points south. But so why doesn't the magnetic field pull you south, or why doesn't gravity pull you south if you're at the equator?
You have several different interjecting magnetic fields all at the same time. It's not.
So which direction does the total magnetic field point in?
Blitz, what you showed is not a true, correct representation of the field. What you showed is a very simplistic version of a field, not the field.
Let me pull up something that you're referring to. I think that you're probably referring to something like, you want something. I'm just trying to find something that you like. You want something like this, I think, maybe? Oh no, I don't want to go to a Facebook link. Maybe this will work. Do you want something like this? Like the one on the left?
No. Okay, so you have the toroidal field from the top down, and then you have the magnetic field. So it's
wait, what kind of field is the toroidal field? Is it magnetic? Is it electric? Is it gravitational? What is it?
It's horizontal field.
What kind of field?
It's
magnetic, electric, gravitational.
Hold on. Large at the top, going down to a center point, and then getting large at the bottom, and then you have the magnetic field in relation to that.
That's not helping me. What kind of field is the toroidal field? Is it a magnetic field? Is it an electric field? Is it a gravitational field? What kind of field is it?
I'm not the scientist, okay?
I know.
Okay, and I'm not the physicist, okay?
I know.
What I'm going to tell you is what I just described could explain gravity.
You have to tell me what kind of field it is.
Hold on, let me finish, and then you can,
Okay.
tear me a new one, whatever. It explains gravity. It also explains the collection of mass, right, in the center. And so therefore, what your relation to, mass attracts mass, it all works in this model, and you know this already.
Oh, no, I don't think it does. So you have a magnetic field, and then you have some other kind of field?
Oh, it's an electrified field.
Is it? I don't know what an electrified field is. Do you mean an electric field?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have an electric field. Is that the toroidal field?
Synonymous with the other. One is synonymous with the other.
No, electric and magnetic fields are not the same thing. They're closely related, but they're not the same thing. Look, I'm just trying to understand what your view is. So you think that there's a magnet?
I didn't say they were the same thing.
Synonymous means that synonymous means that they're two words for the same thing, right?
You get one with the other.
So look, so there's the magnetic field, and we know that at the equator the magnetic field points north, right?
Well,
doesn't point into the ground.
There's a polarity.
Well, no, it's just like you can get a piece of iron, and when it aligns itself with the magnetic field, it'll be going north south, right?
No.
That's what a compass is.
It's going to be going up. It's going to be going down through the toroidal field, out the other side.
The magnetic field points north south at the equator. That's what a compass does. It points in the direction that the magnetic field points in.
Yeah, north south. That's correct.
Right. So at the equator, you have a magnetic field that points north south, and so that can't be what's responsible for us falling down. That can't be responsible for gravity because it points in the wrong direction, right?
No.
Okay. So explain to me how the magnetic field that points north south can cause things to fall down.
Because you're looking at it from a globe perspective, and I'm looking.
No, I'm not. I'm looking at it from a flat Earth perspective. You have a magnetic field that points north south. How does that make things go down?
Well, because it's coming through the top, which would be positive.
It doesn't matter where it's coming from. At the equator, it's pointing north south.
Look, did you ask me a question?
Yeah, and you answered about where it's coming from, not how it causes things to go down.
And I'm going to answer. And then when I answer, right?
You promise?
Then you can, yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's coming from the top down through the flat plane, right?
That would mean it's pointing down.
Yeah.
But it's not pointing down. It's pointing north south. We just agreed on that.
North south. Okay,
yep,
so
north south.
Hold on. North is up and south is down, correct?
No, north is not up and south is not down.
Okay, well then how does your globe work then?
Up is away from the center, down is towards the center, north is towards the North Pole, south is towards the South Pole. North and up are not the same thing.
Okay, I'm not going to get into the semantics. Can I ask you a question now?
Are you pivoting?
No, I'm just saying that.
This seems like a dodge. I asked you a question. No. How is it that things fall down?
It twice to you.
Wait a minute. What is causing things to go down if the magnetic field points north-south?
North and south is up and down. East and west is
Wait a minute.
horizontal.
So I'm confused. You think that when you're on a road and you're traveling north, you're increasing your altitude? You're going above the plane?
No, I am talking to you because you believe in the globe model, right?
Yeah, and I'm asking you about how this is supposed to work on a flat Earth.
So right then and there, if I'm going north, right, then I'm going up in the.
No, you're not going up. You're going north. Up and north are not the same thing. Up is out.
Okay,
north is towards the North Pole.
In relation to North America, okay? Is Canada north?
Yeah.
And then you go further and you get to the North Pole, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and if I were to go to Panama, that's going south, correct?
Yeah, from North America, definitely.
Okay, great. Now that we've established...
What does that have to do with up?
up is on your globe model. Up is the North Pole.
No,
and
that's not
down
up.
is the
Up
South
up is away from the center. That's not what up is. Up is not the North Pole. The North Pole is not the top.
Okay, how do you want to describe it, Mister?
I already did. The North Pole is the most north. If you want to go up, you have to go away from the center.
Okay, so let me rephrase for your preference. It's coming from the north down through the south in your globe model.
Well, it comes out from the south and then wraps around to the north. Yeah.
Just like an apple, right? You have
it comes out from the North Pole and then wraps around down to the south. Sure.
Listen, you have the stem and you have the bottom, which was the flower, which was the beginning of the creation, right? So you have
hoodlum.
Yes,
why are you avoiding my question?
I'm not. I'm explaining to you very well.
My question is, on a flat Earth, how is it that the magnetic field causes things to fall down at the equator, if the magnetic field at the equator points north-south?
Because again, you're going back to
my
your
live stream
globe
just
model.
cut out?
You're glowing back.
I'm not on the globe model. I'm on your model.
Bullshit. No, you are.
Wait, do you think that compasses don't point north-south on the flat Earth when you're at the equator?
Sir.
Sorry, one more time. You cut out.
What is the problem with looking at an apple?
Do I have to draw a picture?
Dude, I don't know, but I don't want to this is not the conversation that I wanted to get bogged down with you on.
I know it's not. I have to draw a picture though.
Are you a good artist?
Not really. But we're gonna do it anyway. All right. Let's open up MS Paint. Okay. So here's your flat Earth. Let's make it green, right? Here's your flat Earth.
Let's make it green.
And then let's just mark the center. So like there's your North Pole, right? Roughly there. And the equator, let's put a person at the equator. Let's just make them a little blob, right? The equator's around here.
Hold on. No. You've already fucked it up.
Oh, where's the equator?
Dude, the center point is in the center of the flat plane.
Yeah, that's the black line.
I don't see no black line.
I'm sorry. There it is. So the black line is the North Pole, right?
And it's the center of mass.
That's the center of your flat Earth, right? It's like
correct.
It's like where I would call the North Pole. It's like where the north of Canada is. And I put a red person where the I don't know if you can see this. I put a red person roughly where the equator would be, right? This is like a side view.
Yeah, with your wrapped around version, yeah.
Well, this is not the globe. This is the flat Earth. This is just a side view, right?
Yep.
So now we agree. So north is towards the black line, right?
Would be the center point of mass, yes.
Is that the direction that north is in? If you were to drive north, is that the direction? Yes. Okay, so this is north.
Yes, that is.
Okay, that's north, right?
Yep.
Now, if you were to get out a compass at the equator, what direction does that compass point?
Well, it would be true north.
Yeah, it would point in the same direction as the direction of north, right?
Yeah.
So the magnetic field,
the center of mass.
The magnetic field is pointing, the magnetic field, I'll draw the magnetic field in, I don't know, a maroon. Magnetic field is aligned in this direction.
Correct.
Now, down, I don't know why I have to explain this, down is this way.
No.
I'm sorry, you don't think down is towards the ground?
I think that maybe your terminology and my terminology is different.
Okay, what do you mean by down?
So you have like a pass through, right? Like when you showed the magnet of the field, right? Like there is a direction to the magnetic field, correct?
Yeah, the magnetic field is in maroon. It's pointing in the direction of north at the equator.
Yeah, that's down. Correct. Yes, I agree.
So blue is down.
Yes.
And red is the magnetic field.
It's the center of the magnetic field. Yes.
No, the magnetic field. Do you know what a magnetic field is?
Yeah, I do.
So a magnetic field has a direction at every place. So it has a direction and a magnitude in particular. And so the magnetic field points in a direction everywhere. There is a magnet, like you are in a magnetic field right now, and the magnetic field has a direction.
I know I am.
Okay,
Yeah, I know
so the
I am.
magnetic field is pointing towards the center, and that's a different direction than down.
It's just the strongest point of the magnetic
The
field.
magnetic field is one thing. There's not, like, if you have a whole bunch of magnetic fields, you add them together and you get one magnetic field.
Yeah, that runs through the center of the flat
The
plane.
magnetic field points in the direction of the maroon arrow because that's the direction a compass points in. And yet down is pointing in a different direction. So how is the magnetic field causing this red dot to fall down when the magnetic field points to the left in this picture?
So let me ask you a question, okay? And I'm going to keep it as simple as I can for you.
To be fair, you're answering a question with a question. I just want you to know that that's what you're doing.
Okay. So we do what's called observational science and then work backwards, correct?
Is this going to be an answer to my question?
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, so we agree upon that. So when you look at the formation of an apple, right? So you have a core. Hold on. You have a core, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then from that core, mass is created around that core, correct?
I don't know the biology of how an apple forms.
Why not?
Because I'm not a biologist.
Well, it's an example of how nature is created.
No, it's an example of how apples work. I don't know what that has to do with the shape of the earth.
Okay, but we do observational science, right?
Yeah, we wouldn't observe an apple to try to figure out the shape of the earth.
We wouldn't?
Yeah, because an apple's an apple, not the earth.
Okay, well, what would make it unlikely for the earth to be created the same way, right, as the apple? It's the same. It's nature working.
You think the apple is the same as the earth?
Yeah, and when you look at the way it's created, it's the same exact way that the flat plane is created due to the toroidal field and the magnetic electrified field that is all around it. And that's the explanation of what you call gravity.
Yeah, so how does that answer my question about what the magnetic field is doing? The magnetic field points left in that picture, and down it points down. How does the magnetic field get you to down?
Because it is applying force.
Yeah, to the left.
No.
The magnetic field points in the left.
The magnetic field is centered in the middle.
That's irrelevant.
No, it's not.
It doesn't matter where it's centered. It matters what direction is the magnetic field pointing in, where you are.
It's in the middle. And
why is the magnetic field pointing north if it's causing you to go down?
It's not. It's coming in from the north and coming out.
No, it's pointing. Okay, I'll pull up the picture again. It's pointing left.
No. I have a question for you.
It's pointing left. You haven't answered my question. You haven't answered my question. How is the magnetic field that points left make you go down when you jump?
Bring up the toroidal field again.
Look, I'm not going to let you pivot. This is just like a huge dodge. You got to answer the question.
No, listen, not that one. Bring up the toroidal field again.
No, I'm not going to let you dodge. How is the magnetic field pointing left, but it's causing you to move down?
Listen, you and your little drawing doesn't mean shit.
You agreed to this drawing. You agreed that everything in this drawing is accurate.
Listen, the magnetic field isn't isolated to the center. It's just where
I didn't say it was. That's irrelevant.
It's coming from the top down through what you would call
the magnetic field at the surface of the earth at the equator points north. It doesn't matter what it's doing anywhere else. That's just not how magnetism works.
Yeah, and it's drawn to the strongest part of the field.
That's not what magnetism does. Magnetism isn't drawn. There's a magnetic field everywhere. It has a direction. The direction of the magnetic field is north, and yet somehow you're telling me that this makes us go down.
No, it doesn't make us go down. It applies what you call gravity.
Okay, so why do things fall at the equator?
Because of the toroidal field's forces coming from the top of the toroidal field down through the plane that is
But that's
flat.
not the so okay, so it's not the magnetic field, it's the toroidal field that causes gravity?
Yeah, it's like a tornado.
Okay, so what kind of field is the toroidal field? Is it a magnetic field, an electric field, a gravitational field?
It's both.
But I listed 3 things.
Yeah. It's both.
Both applies to 2 things, so I listed 3. Which of the 3 things?
Yeah, it has the magnetic field based on the mass that's created in the center, and then its electric field.
So it's an electromagnetic field. So what direction do the 2 vectors point in? What direction so we already know what direction the magnetic field points in. That points north. So what direction does the electric field point in?
Well, that I don't know, but I would only assume that based on the compass moving true north, positive would be top and negative would be in the bottom.
You don't have a bottom. You just have the flat bit.
Okay, fine.
So what direction does the electric field point in at the equator?
Well, if you're looking at the flat plane and the toroidal field being above and below, right? Then I would say it's coming.
I'm asking about the electric field part because we already know what direction the magnetic field part points.
Mm-hmm.
So what direction does the electric field point?
Same.
It points in the same direction, so it also points to the left.
Not to the left, from the top down, just like an apple.
Okay, so but the magnetic field doesn't point that direction, so it doesn't point in the same direction.
The apple receives all of its nutrients and all of its energy from the top.
I don't care about apples. I don't see what this has to do with the Earth's electric field.
Listen, if we do observational science, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's just the same as the apple. The universe.
Why is it the same as the apple? Just go out and observe the electric and magnetic field at the equator. You don't need an apple to do that.
And so, can I ask you a question now?
If you explain to me what direction the electric field points in, yeah.
I told you from the positive.
So the electric field points towards the ground. It points from the sky towards the ground. That's the direction.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so then now, how does an electric field make us fall down?
It's the pass-through properties of the magnetic field.
Well, the magnetic field also won't make us fall down. Magnetic field's pointing in the wrong direction to do that.
Okay, so if I take 2 magnets, I can either have them do 2 things based on polarity. I can either have them oppose each other or attract to each other, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, there's your gravity, buddy. Now,
right,
can I ask?
Hold on, but that's not gravity because the magnetic field's pointing in the wrong direction. That might work if like we were being attracted to the north, but we're not. We're being attracted to the ground.
Again, observational science. We agreed on that.
Observational science says that the magnetic field points north, not down.
So if I have opposing magnetic fields, right? Then they're.
This is actually a really good point. So if it's the case that magnetic fields are what is causing us to fall down, then you should be able to take a magnet and it should fall down faster if its polarity is aligned, and it should float if you invert its polarity. Do magnets ever float? Can you if just grab a fridge magnet, turn it upside down, and it'll fly into the air? Does that ever happen?
Well, you can make things float in a magnetic field. Absolutely.
That's not what I asked. I asked if you take a regular old magnet and you drop it and then you flip it over, does it fly up into the air?
No, because
that's what happens with magnets, right? If you take 2 magnets, if they're arranged one way, they'll attract each other, and if you flip it the other way, it'll repel it and shoot the other one into the air.
Right, but you know damn well that a single magnet by itself doesn't have the mass to overcome the mass of the plane and the toroidal field.
Wait, so it depends on the mass now?
No,
I thought it just was about magnetism.
A magnet itself is not, the magnet off of your refrigerator is not big enough to affect the bigger magnetic field that it exists in to do what you just asked me.
But the magnetic field from a fridge magnet is stronger than the Earth's magnetic field.
No, it's
in fact, it is. The Earth's magnetic field is actually very weak, and fridge magnets are 10 to 100 times stronger. I mean, like, you can even just take a magnet. In fact, I have a magnet here. This is like it's like an AirPod thing, and it's magnetic. So I can just take like a paper clip or something. Well, that's a knife. I probably can't show you that. I just need to find something that's lightweight. One sec, let me grab a spring. Oh, come on. Like we can just come on out. I don't know why the spring's not coming out of my pen. Come on. Okay, I'll find something else magnetic that's small. Here we go. Probably one of these little cards is, I would imagine. No, these are not magnetic. Oh, why don't I have anything magnetic nearby? It's such a bummer because it's such a good demo.
It's all right. Can I ask you a question now?
Yeah, let me just do this demo really quick and then you can, I promise. I gotta have something magnetic though. I used to have a paperclip that was magnetic, but it went away.
Maybe it's your personality. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I muted myself. Okay, I don't have anything magnetic. Anyway, but you know it just as well as I do that magnets can actually beat the pole of the Earth. You just take a magnet and you can hang something from it and it won't fall, which means that somehow the magnet is stronger than Earth's gravitational pull. So yeah, I mean, like Earth's gravitational pull is quite weak compared to like magnets that we can make. Earth's magnetic field is even weaker still. That's why you can ruin, like if you have a like a compass, if you put a magnet near the compass, it'll cause the compass to act crazy.
Yeah.
So it is just true that Earth's magnetic field is quite weak. And so it seems like you can't account for why things fall. But sure, you can go ahead and ask me a question.
Okay, so what is the ozone layer?
I think it's a part of the troposphere. Where there's a higher amount of O3 in the atmosphere than in other parts.
And how would we prevent through this ozone layer the equalization?
Oh, sorry, it's part of the stratosphere, not the ozone layer, not the troposphere. But go ahead.
Yeah. So how is this supposed ozone layer what the scientists say prevents equalization?
It doesn't do that. That's not what the ozone layer does.
Okay, so the scientists that claim to be climate scientists said there was a hole in the ozone layer.
Yeah.
Did they not?
Yeah, there was, and in fact there still is. It's just getting smaller.
Okay, so then when I take a container, right, of pressurized gas, right, and I poke a hole in it, right, two things are going to happen.
Oh, the ozone layer is not a container.
Okay, so what is it?
It's just a layer of atmosphere that has more ozone in it than other layers.
Okay, so again, the scientists stated that it was bad because it was letting gases out of our atmosphere.
No, it was bad because it was letting UV into our atmosphere.
No, sir. I'm 50 years old. I know the narrative.
We grant that.
I know the narrative. It was never about UV rays, sir.
Oh, it absolutely was. That was the whole business.
No, sir.
That's what that was the whole business. That's why it's bad if there's a hole in the ozone layer, because more UV gets into our gets past it.
Okay,
the UV layer basically absorbs the ozone layer basically absorbs a big chunk of the UV that comes from the sun. And so if you have a hole, then that UV will just pass right through and not be absorbed.
Okay, great. So debunked on that one. Number two.
You were debunked on that one?
Oh, no, heavens no. Yeah, that's a big L for you.
Oh, okay. I mean, like anybody can go check this.
Number two is when you have a pressurized container, right? It's either going to be like over atmospheric pressure or under atmospheric pressure.
I mean, it could be at atmospheric pressure, right? You just don't really need an airtight seal in order to keep stuff at atmospheric pressure.
For this example, this container is above atmospheric pressure. Okay?
Sure.
Okay. If I poke a hole in that container, right? Are the gases in that container going to equalize with the atmosphere?
At least until the pressures match. Yeah, that's generally what will happen.
Okay. And when those gases come out of that container, are they going to follow any type of controlled disbursement, or is it going to be random?
Well, I wouldn't say it's either. So in some sense, each individual particle behaves randomly, but you can describe the dispersion in a fairly like regular way. So like we can describe the expansion of a gas. That's not hard to do.
It's going to be one or the other.
It's not. That's not a true dichotomy.
So
it's a false
hold on.
dichotomy, in fact.
No, it's going to be random. There is going to be no order.
It's not random. Like we can describe what happens to a gas as it expands mathematically. It's not random.
Okay. Again, equalization of pressure, right?
Yeah.
So
that's a word.
So yeah.
Or
So
a phrase.
think of it like, hold on. Think of it like we're in a car, right? And I have pressurized gas in the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Uncle Fred, let one loose, whatever. Like if I open up the sunroof, right? Like is that gas going to disperse in an orderly fashion or in a chaotic fashion?
So it disperses in a statistically describable fashion. This what you're describing is called diffusion, and diffusion is like well studied. It's like well understood, like via statistical mechanics, thermodynamics, etc. Like this is something that's like you study as an undergrad if you're getting a physics degree.
Okay, so again, we have a pressured container, right? And we have the Earth's atmosphere, right?
Yep.
Okay, so if space is a vacuum, then what is preventing our atmosphere from equalization?
Gravity.
Gravity? But it's gas.
Yeah, gas is affected by gravity.
Okay, and so when we look at our atmosphere, right? What do we have at the top?
We have the least dense things at the top of like the troposphere, I guess. I don't remember the names of the layers of the atmosphere. Do you?
Yeah.
What's so it says the exosphere is space. It's the mesosphere. I'm sorry. At the top of the mesosphere, we have like we have like hydrogen and helium and stuff like that. At least that we have those things in higher quantities than we do closer to the surface of the Earth.
So if space is a vacuum, like scientists say that it is, right?
Well, it's not a pure vacuum. It's just a stronger. It's just a strong vacuum, like compared to like, the Earth. Like there are still like gas particles. They're just spread out.
Dispersed.
Yeah, they're not. It's not uniform, but they're fairly spread out. Yeah.
Okay. So then, what is preventing the lightest gas in our atmosphere from equalizing? Because that's what we.
So it's already in equilibrium.
Hold on.
It's already in equilibrium.
No, it's not.
Sure, it is.
It's not at a Lagrange point, sir.
Do you know what equilibrium means?
Well, for me, it's being drunk on a ship, not trying to.
We grant that.
Yeah, I mean, but that's with like the internal water within my 2 ears, right? So
all equilibrium means is that if you let time run forward, it will stay in the same state.
So what you're saying is it's in a Lagrange point.
No, a Lagrange point is a specific thing with regards to like two-body gravitational systems. Like I think you're confused.
Right.
This has nothing to do with Lagrange points. No.
We have the moon, do we not?
Yeah, the moon's gravitation, it doesn't really play a significant role on the Earth's atmosphere. Like there are atmospheric tides, but like the actual gravitational attraction of the Earth is sufficiently strong to keep these things from leaving the atmosphere, even though at least most of it from leaving the atmosphere, even during high tide.
So we can observe, right, when we have a container of gas that is greater in pressure than the atmosphere, that it will escape and equalize to the atmosphere, correct?
Yeah.
Then why would it not happen in space?
It does. Find me a place where there's high pressure next to low pressure.
We're talking about it.
Where? What altitude?
Well, it could be what you would refer to as space, which is I believe it's the carbon line.
Yeah. So what's the altitude? We can just look up the atmospheric pressure at like 1 kilometer below the carbon line and 1 kilometer above the carbon line if you want, and we can see if there's high pressure next to low pressure if you want.
Sure.
Okay, so we want the altitude, or we want the atmospheric pressure at 99 kilometers. Air pressure at altitude calculator. I just found a calculator. I hope that's okay that we can just use. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong thing. Here we go. I hope this is okay. So we want the other one. We want air pressure at altitude. So calculate air pressure at altitude. So let's say that we are at, 1 meter below the carbon line. So the carbon line's 100 kilometers. So we want, so that would be 100,000 meters. So we want 99,999 meters, right? Oh,
Sure.
The maximum altitude is 20,000 meters. Okay, we need a better calculator. This one can only go up to 20,000. One sec, let me go find a better one. Actually, we could probably even just look up the formula if you wanted to. Pressure altitude calculator. Here we go. Oh no. Okay, so we need one that will actually let me calculate. Altitude. Just making sure that this one works. Waiting for valid input. Is there a range that's valid? What's the... Oh, I need pascals. Okay, so apparently the pressure is so low that it's not even valid, but we can just pull up the formula. Atmospheric pressure altitude formula. Barometric formula. This is what we're looking for, right?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay, here we go. Here's the formula. So all we need to do is we need to fill in all of these variables, if you will. It would be kind of a pain to do that explicitly, but what we can do is we can just look and see is this formula, this might be over your head. I promise I'll be gentle. Is this formula continuous? Meaning, if you change the height by a small amount, does the pressure change by a small amount? That's the question, right? And this is the exponential function. So an exponential function is not even, it's continuous. It's smooth even. So if you change the height by a millimeter, the pressure will change by some very, very tiny amount. And in fact, we can probably just go compute this explicitly. It gives us the numbers for the variables. So let me just open up a more sophisticated calculator really quick.
So is your argument that our atmosphere goes further than what we would consider atmosphere? But
no, my argument is that there's no place where the atmosphere goes from high to low abruptly. There's no barrier. There's no abrupt change. So we want the reference pressure. What value is the reference pressure? Is that the sea level? Is that the pressure at sea level?
I would imagine it would be.
Yeah, probably is. Valid from sea level to 86 kilometers. Okay, well, we can't go up to 100 kilometers, but we can at least use this up to 86, and so we can look at 85 and 86 if you want. So let's just put in 100,000 pascals. That's roughly the reference pressure.
So
and then we have negative G naught, which is 9 point... Oh, why is gravity showing up in this formula? That's weird. 28.9644 times h minus 0 altitude divided by, I need 8.31432 times 10 to the third Newton meters per kilomole per Kelvin, and then we need the temperature, which is minus 6.5. All right, so I just plugged in the formula with the numbers. I will change it so that you can see as well. Here we go. Plugged in the formula. 1 sec, I have to do something really quick. Uh, 150. Oop. There we go. So I plugged in the formula, just plugged in some numbers. Oh, oops. There we go. And I want to make sure that this is the right number. Yep. Oh no, sorry, this needs to be times negative. There we go. So now we can just evaluate, this is in meters. So we can evaluate at 85,999 meters, right? Oh, that's not supposed to be a minus sign there, that's why. We have this number, this tiny, tiny number at 85,999 meters. And at 86,000 meters, we have an equally tiny number. Now I probably got the units wrong because the numbers are probably not supposed to be that tiny. Is this in kilometers? No, it's in meters. It's in kilograms, it's in kilomoles.
Wait, can I make an observation?
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Okay, so
oh, I need the reference. Sorry, I need the reference temperature. So I need 288. That's the number that should be there.
Right, but your math is going to give you.
Here we go.
Your math is going to give you predictable results.
3.7 pascals at 86,000 meters and 3.7 pascals at 85,999 meters.
Right.
So
but
yeah, there's no abrupt change of pressure, right?
Hold on. Let me just say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Your formula is going to give you the information that you put into the formula. It's going to produce the result, because that's what
this is the globe formula, and the globe formula says that there is no abrupt pressure change anywhere. And so if your claim is that the globe can't make sense because high pressure flows to low pressure, there is no place where high pressure is next to low pressure on the globe model.
But wait a minute, okay? So we do observational science, right? Okay, so then why is it that we don't have a blending effect with our atmosphere to space, or what scientists define as space, right? Because we
do have a blending effect with our atmosphere. What are you talking about?
Hold on. What I see based on the photography that NASA and scientists such as yourself want to give to, us peons, the public, is a very distinct line of the horizon, when you can see the differential between what would appear as black, devoid of space, versus what would be the perceived beginning of our atmosphere that looks blue.
Right. It's a good question, actually. It's because of the relationship between, atmospheric thickness, atmospheric density, and atmospheric extinction. This is also known as, there's another word for it. Well, atmospheric extinction is basically a measure of how quickly light gets absorbed through the atmosphere, right? And you know that this is a real thing. Like, there's a reason why mountains kind of fade into the sky as you drive further and further away from them. It's because the light that's reflecting off those mountains, it eventually will be absorbed by the atmosphere. So what you're seeing is the part of the atmosphere that's thick enough that it can still be seen, and the part that's just a little bit above that is just no longer thick enough that it can absorb a meaningful amount of light that you can see.
And so is it your assertion that it's like an abrupt value?
It's not abrupt, it's smooth but quick, because both effects are exponential, right?
Yeah, see, that's the part where I say, it's almost like there's a container, right?
Well, I mean, like, look, in the pictures, you can see that it's smooth.
Yeah,
I can just pull it up if you want.
Sure.
I think that's a fake picture. We want a real picture.
No, fake picture of the Earth?
Well, yeah, it's like an animation.
Blitz. Come on, man. You know better than that.
So here we go. This is from the ESA.
You're not allowed to say those things.
Oh, that's the wrong thing. We want this. So here we have, this is from the ESA. So here you can see that there's like a layer, but like it smoothly cuts off, or not cuts off. It smoothly kind of fades into the background, right?
That's not a good example.
This is what you were asking for, was it not?
No, that's
Do you want something else?
Yeah, that's all in the atmosphere.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I want to see a picture from like out in space looking down on the Earth. I want low orbit perspective.
Yeah, how about this one? This includes the moon.
Yeah.
But see how it fades out? It's not a hard cutoff. It's a gradient.
Is it though?
Obviously, you have white down here, and then you have bluish white, and then you have darker blue and darker blue and darker blue and black. Like, it's a gradient, obviously. If you don't see a gradient, you should get your eyes checked.
Well, I put my glasses on if it makes you feel better.
It does make me feel better.
Thank you. I mean, I suppose there's some gradient there. I think that we would lose far more of our atmosphere than what I think the scientists are alluding to. Like,
I mean, your feelings aren't really relevant here. We're talking about the facts.
But again, like, we're talking about like the lightest like gas particles in our in our atmosphere. And
so we do lose helium and hydrogen. That's a thing that we lose. We don't lose our heavier atoms or our heavier molecules because they're heavier, so they have less speed, so they don't have the escape velocity necessary to escape.
I thought we fixed that though. So which one is it?
The ozone layer has nothing to do with the fact that we're losing hydrogen and helium. These are unrelated unrelated things.
So the climate scientists lied to us?
No, you misunderstood them. The ozone layer has nothing to do with keeping gas in. There's gas above the ozone layer that's still part of our atmosphere.
I see.
Like, you can look this up for yourself. The ozone, like, on the globe model, the ozone layer is what? It's like, what's the altitude? It is, actually, here's a good picture. Here's the ozone layer, or here's the layers of our atmosphere. So we have miles on the left, right? So the ozone layer is like 20 miles up, but there's more stuff, more atmosphere above it, right? There's more atmosphere above it. The ozone layer isn't keeping it in. It's only 20 miles up. There's like another 60 or another 40 miles before we even call it space anymore.
So you're saying the ozone layer is 20 miles?
Yeah, the ozone layer is 20 miles up. It's a pretty thin layer that starts like 15 miles up and ends like 20 miles up or so.
All right. Can I move on to my next question?
No, you asked the question. Now I get to ask one.
Okay, fair enough.
So why is it that you can see sunsets to the southwest in the southern hemisphere?
Well, you know what? That's an interesting question. Have you seen the live tracker of the sun from sunrise to sunset? Have you seen those videos? They make an 8.
Oh, you're talking. So that's not from sunrise to sunset. You're referring to a photo of the Earth. Sorry, a photo of the sun at the same time of each day, and then you overlay all of them. Then you get an 8. That's called an analemma. But it sounds like you're deflecting. Why can you see sunsets to the southwest in the southern hemisphere from, say, Sydney?
Because of the track of the localized sun.
How does that work? Let me pull up.
I haven't figured that out yet.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just pull up a picture.
I would say that it has to do with the seasons.
It does have to do with the seasons, but let's talk about this. Let's pull up a picture. So here's your flat Earth, something like this, right? The sun kind of goes around over top, and it goes in for the northern hemisphere's summer, and it goes out for the southern hemisphere's summer.
Yes.
Now, we know by looking at where the sun is at noon, we know that the sun never goes further south than the Tropic of Capricorn, right? The Tropic of Capricorn and the Tropic of Cancer are the bounds for the sunspot on the ground. So on the flat Earth model, you have that, on June 21st, the sun is over the Tropic of Cancer, and on December 21st, it's over the Tropic of Capricorn, right?
I'm going to agree with that.
However, Australia is further south than the Tropic of Capricorn, right? We can just pull up a map, one sec.
According to the maps, yes.
So the Tropic of Capricorn is at 23.5 degrees south, right? Do we agree on that?
I'm not looking at a map.
That's just where the Tropic of Capricorn is. It's at 23.5 degrees south, and about half of Australia is below that. Right.
According to the maps.
Do you think that Australia is not where we think it is?
I think that the ancient maps and books prior to the I don't even know what to call it.
This is according to your maps too, by the way.
No, hold on. Before the reset, right? The maps were different. You do know that, right?
So this is the flat Earth map, right? So the inner green line is the Tropic of Cancer.
That's the Gleason map, right?
Right. Is this what shape you think the Earth is?
Yes, it's definitely flat and round with the
and like the continents are like this.
Yeah, something of that nature.
Okay, so the inner green circle, that's the Tropic of Cancer. The middle green circle is the equator, and the outer green circle is the Tropic of Capricorn. Right. And you can see that it basically cuts Australia in half. Right. Okay. So there are cities down here that if even in the Australian summer, when the sun is closest to them, a sunset, when it swings around, right? A sunset should always look like it's pointing in the northwest. Because if the sun is here and you're seeing it from here, if you're seeing it disappear, it should point to the northwest, slightly in, and then also west, right?
Okay.
And yet, if you are here, like in Sydney, you can see sunsets to the southwest. Right. We can pull this up.
And I do believe that's because the location of Australia is not represented correctly on the map.
So if that were the case, if it were the case that that parts of Australia were not further south than the Tropic of Capricorn, then it would be possible in, say, Sydney, which is in the southeast, if I remember correctly. Let me just double check Sydney. I think it's in the southeast. There's a big city in the southeast, and I just think it's Sydney. Yeah, it's Sydney. Sydney's in the southeast. So then it would be the case that in Sydney, Australia, it would be possible to see the sun directly overhead at some point during the year. That would be possible.
I would argue that that Australia is within the what is it, Capricorn, you said?
If that were the case, then you should be able to see the sun directly overhead, straight up, at some point during the year in Sydney, Australia.
Well, I think the whole continent is within.
I understand that. Look, if any country that is between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn is at some point during the year able to see the sun directly overhead, overhead.
I see. I follow.
And so, like, if you're in Hawaii, Hawaii is like over here or something like this. You can see the sun. It's called Lahaina noon. However, in Sydney, you can never see the sun directly overhead, which means that it has to be outside of these rings.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to do some research on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should look into that because that is impossible on a flat Earth.
Yeah, no, that's a good point, and I'll have to look into that. My last question, right, is when we look at like ancient structures in North America with like the Vikings, when we look at and I might mispronounce this. I'm just gonna say the pyramids. Let's just use the pyramids. It's a much easier example. where we see the alignment of the stars, right? And we marvel at how accurate of a depiction and how they line up perfectly and all that good fun stuff.
But they don't line up perfectly.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
They do. They do.
No, they don't.
Yes.
Here you go. Here's a picture of the pyramids overlaid on the stars. 2 of them do. 1 of them misses.
Mm-hmm. Well, how come? Well, that's just the way it's always been.
Oh, so they're not lined up with the stars then?
No, two. The probability of 2 lining up perfect and the third not is not.
You can always line up 2 points with another 2 points.
Yeah, but you have to understand that the 2 points.
The probability of that is 100%.
Hold on. The 2 pyramids being exactly aligned and the third one not being aligned, what is the probability of 3 bodies moving at different rates in the same general vicinity? Probably not very likely.
Well, the pyramids aren't moving. You're referring to the stars?
Well, yeah.
So the stars, I mean, the stars are moving fairly quickly, but they're also like very, very, very far away. So they basically don't move over the scale of hundreds to thousands of years, at least not visible to the human eye.
Okay, so how fast are we moving then?
Relative to what?
Well, our sun is hurling through space, which is what you and your scientific friends say, at a certain rate, and we are supposedly orbiting around this hurling through space sun, and then when we look up to the supposed other suns, right? But yet they're not moving now.
Well, they are moving. They're moving very slowly. We can measure their motion, actually. It's the thing that we can do, and we can detect it.
Okay, so
we can measure the change of where they are in the sky.
You're telling me, right, that over, let's just say 6,000, or if you want to do evolutionary, 340 billion. I mean, like, which one is it, right? Like,
nobody says 340 billion. Okay, I don't know where that number came from. Humans have been recording the stars for like 5,000 years, maybe 6,000 years.
Okay, 5,000. So whoever built these pyramids in 5,000 years, you're saying that us hurling through space in the Milky Way, in the universe, right, and these stars that we're observing, right? You're telling me over that amount of time, these structures would not be out of a line?
You can always, if you have 2 points and 2 points, you can always rotate and stretch so that the 2 points always overlap. But you can't do that for the third point. That's why the third point misses. Like, all you have to do is just like take a picture of the sky, and then and to take any 2 objects, like a picture from like a drone or something of any 2 objects, and then you'll have your picture of the sky. Take 2 of the stars from Orion, and then overlay them on top of 2 of your objects that you just took a picture of, and then just rotate and either zoom in or zoom out until they align, and you will always be able to do that. You will always be able to make them align by rotation and zooming. But and that's all that's happening with the 2 pyramids aligning with the 2 stars. That's all that's happening.
We're talking about 2 fixed things, right?
My point is so if you took a picture now of the pyramids and the stars, like the pyramids from space or something, not from space, from like an airplane, say, and then you overlaid them, you could always zoom in on one and rotate them so that they always align. That's always possible. It doesn't matter where they were 5,000 years ago. If you do that now, you can always make that happen.
So your justification for the alignment,
for the 2 stars being aligned, yeah.
And we have all kinds of mathematical equations from the Aztecs and many other archaeology finds that line up with the celestial bodies, and you're going to tell me that we're hurling through space on this imaginary ball, and we're circling around the sun, and everything's in flux and everything's moving away, and now we know that there's spin, right? Like, you guys just figured that out, and you're going to tell me.
Sorry, who just figured that out?
You guys just figured out
that the
there
Earth is
was-
spinning?
No, not the Earth, the universe, sir.
Oh, that's not consensus, no.
Well, now, come on now, Blitz.
Come on now. What was your name? Hoodlum. Like, that's not consensus.
But they are discussing it, are they not?
People are always discussing ideas.
So I find the probability of things hurling through space, going in like different directions, potentially away from each other, right? Because we have a singularity, supposedly, according to you and your friends.
I don't think that there's a singularity. Most physicists, most cosmologists don't. Like.
So you don't believe in the Big Bang, then?
Nope, I don't think that the Big Bang had a singularity. The Big Bang doesn't say anything about a singularity.
Well,
it's
everything
silent on it.
Yeah, but
like it just seems like you're confused. Why did you pivot away from this business with the stars aligning?
Well, I haven't. I just think the probability of that happening.
The probability is 100%. You can do it with any two. If you pick any two stars in the sky, you can align them with any two objects that you take a picture of. All you have to do is rotate and zoom. That's all you have to do.
I don't know, man. I don't believe you.
Do you need a demonstration?
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, let me make sure that it won't crash my computer because I'm already eating up 96% of my RAM. Is there a good like opacity changing tool? Online paint tool. Let's see if I can find something like this. That I can like. Okay, good. Okay, so here's a picture of Orion's belt, right? Now, what do you want me to find a picture of two things of? Like two objects that we might have like a drone photo from.
Well, why don't we just use the pyramids?
Well, because I'm going to show you that you can do this with anything, right? Just pick any two things. Like, why not? Oh, you know what we should do? We should do like something in Washington, D.C. that's really well known. A drone or a sky photo of Washington Monument.
Yeah, yep.
How about that?
No, the obelisk.
That's the Washington Monument. From above, not. I don't want from the side. Because we need like a top-down picture, right?
Yes.
But
that's
it's hard to find. No. Well, because there's other monuments, right? Like this Lincoln Monument and all these things. So. What would be a good example here that where we would have like a top down? Oh, bird's eye Washington Monument. That's not helpful. These are I just need like there's got to be like a top down view. Okay, well, how about this satellite view? You might think it's fake, but the point is it doesn't matter if it's fake because the point is you can just take any two things. Right? Okay. Here we go. So I don't know what this is a picture of, but it's a picture of something, right? It's something that's blurred out. We can use like this fountain, and we'll use I don't know this thing over here. How about those two things? Those are what we're going to center on the Orion's belt, right?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go into this app. I'm going to paste it as a layer. Okay. Oops. Now, I don't actually know how to use this app, but I'm sure that we can figure it out. Okay, here we go, layer. Now I want to change the opacity here so that we can see them both. And now I just need to take this one and I just need to start moving it around, right? Sorry, I have to make this one visible. I want to start there's got to be a way to move the layer, right? To like drag things around.
But the pyramids don't move. Right.
No, but the alignment, you can force the alignment by changing how the two things are laid on top of each other. That's the point. So if I move this,
yeah, but when you
is there no way in this app to like move one layer relative to another?
I don't really think this is relevant to the
I promise it is. I promise it is. I just need to figure out how this website works because regular Paint doesn't do it. Can I move it? Transform 100. Oh, there we go. That's what I want. That's exactly what I want. Okay, let's turn this on. Let's go to here, and then we'll do transform. And we will move this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I don't know if you can see what I'm doing. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Well, I'll just do it, and then we picked a fountain, right? Like that fountain there. And then we just have to rotate so that the other one lines up. So we'll put that building there, and then we'll rotate a little bit. We gotta probably shrink it down, rotate a little bit, rotate a little bit, shrink it down a little bit more. Oh, look at that! The fountain perfectly aligns with the stars. Sorry, I was using this point here. That point and that point perfectly aligns with the stars. What are the odds?
But what are you really?
Why do they perfectly align? Oh, what are the odds? The point is that you can make any 2 points overlap with each other by rotation and scaling.
Okay, but the scaling and the rotation is you moving.
Yes, and that's what's done in the alignment photos. That's what's done in the alignment photos. You rotate. So, you can rotate the picture of the sky where Orion's belt is, and then zoom in, zoom out, and you will make it align with whatever 2 points you want.
But Blitz, that's not what the scientist has told the public.
Wait, no, that's exactly what happened.
No, sir.
That's exactly what's happening to get 2 points to align with 2 other points. That's literally how it works.
So are you telling me, Blitz, because this is like earth breaking news, right?
This isn't breaking news, this is obvious.
No, you're saying that the pyramids do not match with Orion's belt.
No, they're fairly close, but no, they don't. Of course they don't. And in fact, this is known. This is called the Orion correlation theory. There's an entire Wikipedia article on it, and it shows that it's just not the case. Here you go. Here's them not matching. Here's a picture overlaid. You can get 2 of them to match. You can't get the third one to match. You can always get 2 to match. The third one, though, if you do the rotation and the stretching, the third one will not necessarily land on the star.
You know, Blitz, I don't know if you believe in superstring theory or not.
I don't.
But I wouldn't imagine that you wouldn't. But anymore, I'm 50. I don't know how old you are.
I'm 32.
But, okay. Well, this whole narrative about the ozone layer and this whole alignment of Orion's belt with the pyramids, these are things that I've known for years, right?
Just ask ChatGPT. Does the ozone layer keep gas in? Or you could ask, what does the ozone layer do? Just ask Chat. It's so easy. What seems more likely to me, Hoodlum, is just that you didn't pay very good attention in school and you're misremembering what they taught you.
Remembering what they taught.
Yeah. Did you pay good attention in school?
Oh yeah, and not only that, but like I've done research outside of school too, right?
So I thought these were things that they were teaching us in school.
And so here again, do you think that CERN has affected?
Look, Hoodlum, I have a meeting 2 minutes ago. I've kept you on for like over an hour, so I'm going to let you go. But thanks for being here. I don't want to change topics again. Yeah, so I do have a meeting, so I do have to end the live, but I just want to read some super chats before I do that. We have a lot of super chats to read. So we have $5 from Carla for dealing with callers who ask, "Are you sure? Thanks for what you do." I am sure, but I appreciate it nonetheless. From Abe Son with the $5, "The Earth is held up by a turtle, therefore we live in a turtleoidal field." That's good. That's good. From James Back, "Heard about you from one of Ian's lives. 1, Ian and Blitz have evidence. 2, callers have 2 brain cells fighting for 3rd place. 3, Ian and Blitz smash." Well, we're not going to do that. But I appreciate the enthusiasm. From Virtuous Path with the $5, "The flat Earth paradox. Use data collected in the current verified paradigm to disprove the current paradigm." Yeah, that's the usual business. Abe Son again sends $5. "Airplanes go up, then they can go north, or otherwise, if north was up, then going north would take you into space." Yeah, exactly. It's just like, I can't believe he said that up and north are the same thing. From Morgumi, caller, "Apples are round." True. Apples are round. So in fact, if the Earth was an apple, then the Earth would be a sphere, or at least round. Madpoint says, "The answer is banana because the tornado-like field." Yeah, there you go. Thank you for the $2, Madpoint. Abeson again with the $5, sending, the caller farts and thinks he has disproved the ozone layer with observational science. Look, I don't want to assume that that's what he's doing, but it sounds like that's what he's doing. Abeson again, very generous Abeson. Let's get a W for Abeson somewhere in the chats, right? Abeson says, water boils at lower temps and at high altitudes and has to be accounted for when cooking food. Your ears pop when driving between drastic altitude changes. Yeah, so we know that the pressure changes as you change in altitude. This is like super well understood. So much so that's why airplanes have to be pressurized, right? And from Judas with the $5, have you tried downloading more RAM? Did you disable McAfee? So I did disable McAfee. I do need more RAM. I just need to buy more. I got this computer. It's a pretty high-end computer, but it only has 16 gigs, which is pretty low, surprisingly. So I just need to buy like another 32 gigs or something. And then from Summer Harris with the last super chat of the day. Thank you for your donation, Summer. I appreciate you. All right. I'm going to end the live here, everybody, but thank you guys so much for joining. And if you haven't already, make sure to go join the Discord, which was just linked. You can just linked in YouTube, and you can go find it on my link tree in my bio. Also, if you're on TikTok, you can find it in the link tree in my bio. And also, make sure to go subscribe to the new YouTube channel, which is where the horizontal stream is currently streaming. That horizontal channel, I want to get it monetized ASAP, which means I need more watch time there. So go subscribe, go enjoy. I'll be posting debunking content there. I'll be posting, clips from debates there. So it's a good place to subscribe to begin with. Anyway, y'all, thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you guys next time, which is Monday. Actually, Sunday for Unapologetic.